And from that space there, because I know I already talked about, Negro before, from that space that, he created quite a few spaces talking about Negro and whatnot. I myself said that, I didn't have a problem with Black American. Other people agreed. Some people agree with him too, with Negro and this and that. So it seems like we kind of had like a fair kind of balloon from there. And, I don't, to me personally, like I said that night, I don't care what you call yourself. You call yourself Black American, African American, whatever. I don't care. Well, I don't go with the African American, but whatever you want to call yourself is fine. To me, as long as you can show that you have blood ties to the actual people that was here enslaved in this country, you're gonna get reparations, whether that's FBA, ADOS, indigenous, freedmen. So to me, I really don't care, but I like to have the ability to do something that Black people never had before, and that's to actually name yourself, give yourself your actual name. So that's what I just want to speak about tonight. Like, everybody in here, no matter what you call yourself, as long as you have actual blood going back to the plantations here in the South, you are a FBA, you are a Negro, you are Freedman, you are colored, you are everything that these people called your ancestors in this country, but you yourself have the right and the ability to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to tell anybody what they should call themselves, what they are, because everybody knows their history. And if you don't know your history, you can get up to date on it. Now, Chase, I see you got your hand up early, so go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace to you, Newstoter. Key, I hope y'all brothers is doing. I read, man, peace to everybody in the family, bro. I wish everybody love, and I hope everybody's okay. Brother, I'm coming in here hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking out your the title of your room, brother. There is no argument and there is no more disagreement anymore about anything. We're not arguing with anybody about anything else. What we're going to do, some people just might not like you. I'm not going to apologize for that. These other people, bro, we got love for y'all. Y'all are a part of our family, but we're just moving in a different direction. Period. I mean, and there's no beef. There's absolutely no beef, man. We wish everybody love. And the American Negro is moving in its own direction, brother.
No doubt. I appreciate that, Chase. You got anything else you want to add before I go ahead and move on to the next speaker? And I'm in agreement with you. Like I said, and I said it tonight. We had the actual space that whatever you want to be, is more than fine. Like I said, I don't have a problem. I know what I consider myself. I consider myself to be a Black American with direct ties to slavery in this country. But if whatever to me as a collective, and that's what that space was about a few weeks ago, was actually trying to get us together and see if we ourselves, could come up with what we felt was an appropriate title. And at the end of that space, I saw that more than likely that wasn't going to happen. So I just pretty much left it alone because I'm like, well, hey, everybody has different ideas. They want to be Freedman. They want to be FBA. They want to be Negro. They want to be Black American. They want to be Black American Negro. They want to be American Negro. They want to be this or that. So I'm like, well, hey, I don't have a problem with it. Like, if that's what you want, fine.
Well, brother Newstoter, respectfully, brother, like I said, we don't wish anything on anybody. What I wish people would do is go after the person who started a lot of the bullshit to pretty much basically lead us where we're at. Nobody, no American Negro started no hate petition trying to implore anybody to sign up on it. Okay? We saw that it was a problem and we jumped in front of the ball. And we're not asking anybody's cooperation. We don't operate like that. We're going to move the way that we do just because that's what American Negroes do. We don't wish anything on anybody. We hope everything is fine. folks need to be, if you're going to go after anybody, you need to go after Stephen Hunter. Because I didn't start that hate petition. We didn't start it. None of the ladies in our group started that hate group petition. Okay, I want to make that clear right now so that everybody can hear it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, respectfully, man, and love to everybody. I don't have no beef with absolutely nobody.
Not up there. No doubt. And also, to another point. Ira, you kind of low. Can you turn? Ira, you kind of low. Can you crank it up a little? Turn it up a little bit. Maybe it's my phone. I don't know. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, you is kind of low, Ari. I fell right into the matrix myself. This Twitter, man, it's just like, just got a nasty bug in it, man. But go ahead, brother. Yeah, Ari?
You there, Ari?
Better? Yeah, you just kind of low. I guess you just got to speak up as much as you possibly can, bro.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, the thing I was saying, as much as it was with everything, is this. Brother Newstoter Space kicked us off good, though, because the conversation that was in that moment was, well, what would be the most safest, secured word that cannot be tethered to or that we should go forward with? Brother Newstoter said Black American. I said Negro American. And we had a great space. And we had the African guy that was born in America. Remember him? And he went to university in America, and he joined the Black Student Union. And when we spoke to him, he joined the Black Student Union. He became part of the Black Student Union because he felt that that's where all of his best friends fit at. And I asked him, well, why you didn't join the African Student Union? And he said, well, I didn't join the African Student Union because I didn't like how they was getting down. I said, well, could a Negro join the African Student Union and they not find out because he liked how it get done? He said, probably not. He said some of the most worst vitriol will probably come from that group of people. I said, well, tell me this then. Don't you think it's pretty unfair if you come in here and you're able to go to two different ones under the guise of blackness, but we only could go to one as American Negroes? He said, well, yeah, that makes a point. And then I asked him the three choices on the paperwork. Which one would he choose? African American, Black American, or Negro American, or American Negro? He chose African American the first time. And so then I said again, okay, cool. Went back to him one more time and said, okay, you got two choices, Black American and American Negro. He chose Black American. And I said, why you didn't choose American Negro? He said, because I'm not an American Negro. I said, okay. Then Brother Newstoter said, okay, I'm going to ask you, African American or Black American? And which one did he choose, Newstoter?
If I can remember, I believe it was Black American.
It was Black American.
No, I think this is what it was. I asked him Black American or non-Black American, and he picked Black American.
No, you asked him Black
so.
American or African American. Because I took African American out of my other one, and you added it to the one you had. So you said, and you was about to ask him, why wouldn't you pick African American? Because it's African in it. And he said he recognizes with Black more than he does African. And plus, he said, quote, I'm a Black man in America, so that best fits me. And I said, well, that's why that one is a dangerous one for us to go over because it still leaves it tetherable. So none of them picked American Negro. So we said simply that American Negro was the one that the tethers will not touch. And so instead of actually receiving it, a lot of people was just, I don't know if they was either upset at the fact that it came out like that, or if it was just that we had that test kind of and we were just going forward with things. But it was American Negro. And that was it, simple and true. And we still have found that it is American Negro that is safe and secured for the American Negroes. It separates us. We have a United Negro College Fund. That fund is going out to everyone else but Negroes because the Negro won't claim Negro. It's going to Asian Americans, first gens, and others, which is probably people of color or minorities. So if we got a whole college fund that just got $100 million from Harvard, but there's not even Negroes on in the United Negro College Fund, I take problem with that. So that's where I am with it. So that's why all things Negro need to be relegated back to the Negro, and Negro people have a reason.
Okay, no doubt. Now, but you would agree with me on this right here, Irie, whether you say Negro or colored or this or that, that as long as you have the actual paperwork, that you can actually trace your roots back to American chattel slavery, that whatever title we come up with, it doesn't really matter. You agree on that point, right?
Whatever paperwork you have that claims you to go back to American chattel slavery, it would only say Negro. And you wouldn't be able to get reparations without it saying Negro. The thing that I had that I asked her yesterday even was are you repping Negro just for reparations' sake, or are you going to give Negro some respect?
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. Let me get to Professor, and then we'll go to Chase. And anybody else that wants to raise their hand, I want to go ahead and let anybody who has a question or whatever. Like I said, let's try to have some respectful dialogue tonight, everybody. I know this kind of got a heated issue, and the reason I felt about opening this space tonight was because, like I said, a couple weeks ago, and I put that in the jumbotron to the far, I think the second to the right is that we actually had that Twitter space, and we was talking about a petition to actually change from African American to Black American. So, like I say, after that space, and the space was a good space. Everybody had good dialogue, and nobody had a problem with anything like that. So, I saw Irie hold a numerous spaces afterwards. So I just okay, well, he's a big proponent. I already knew he was a big proponent of the Negro thing like that, but okay, fine. And I never thought it would take this turn. So one of the reasons that I'm having this space tonight, because it's not that I felt responsible for the way things turn, but the fact, like I say, the Twitter space started. It was basically about a petition turning into Black American from African American. And since then, like I say, I've seen numerous spaces and stuff like that, and the spaces went from people sharing information and people being treating each other pretty decent in there to things kind of getting a little bit shaky and loose with all the things we need to worry about, all the things we're trying to accomplish. I wanted to just see if we kind of steer this back on track or whatever. So tonight is just a dialogue night. I don't want anybody to be insult anybody, anything like that. Let's try to keep it decent. If you're in the spot, make sure you go ahead and tweet out the link. Please go ahead and tweet out the link. We're going to go Professor. Since I see Wani in here, we'll let Wani speak, and then Chase. So we'll let the first two speakers who haven't spoken tonight, Professor and Wani, and then Chase, you can go after them. So, Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you, Newstoter. And once again, thank you for hosting this space. It's a great topic for us to be talking about tonight. Peace and love to everybody in the room. Reparations. I just want to say, as far as my opinion go, we have gone through so many names throughout history. Negro, Afro-American, African-American, coon, nigger, whatever. We've been through all these different names. We still have not achieved what we should have achieved in this country, which is reparations. We can go through all the names. So to me, it don't really matter about the name in America. I mean, hell, we're not getting respect anyway. We've been called all kinds of names, and we still don't get respect. We're still being looked over. We still are not getting the reparations that we deserve. And like you said, as long as we can prove our lineage back to, of course, slavery, then we should be able to get reparations. But hey, they're not even trying to give us that. They're trying to find all kinds of ways to say that we don't deserve reparations. So I like to hear what everybody else have to say about that. I mean, all these different names really have not gotten us anywhere. I mean, I'm just being honest. I would land the mic there.
Well, when you talk about American Negro, one thing you have to remember is this. It's easily verifiable and trackable whenever you go through your paperwork, whenever you go through trying to present your case or your claim, which will be a tort claim. It will be in the form of creating yourself tetherable from the beginning of that claim to up to repair. It's very vitally important that every step through, you show the atrocities that happen to your people directly, whether indirectly with actions such as redlining, or directly such as Negroes, slaves for sale. I feel that when I look over my paperwork, I hear this ancestral voice of, let us come with you, come home. And when I hear that, what I'm saying is that all of these name changes have been done to kind of paper genocide us, or as some people have also coined, ethnocide, where you're taking us away without killing us. When it comes to reparations, it is on behalf of those Negroes upon which whom reparations I am going to get. And as a descendant of those Negroes, those American Negroes to be specific, it is very incumbent upon me to reflect them in the most positive light that I can. The most positive light that I have found is to go and represent them as a descendant of American Negroes for American Negro chattel slavery and for American Negro reparations.
Let me just, before I kick it to Wani, let me just say this one thing, Irie. You know, when we hear terms like FBA and Freedman and 8OS and stuff like that, I don't think that, you know, that they're trying to push us away. Personally, I think it's just a way of delineating ourselves from other black ethnic groups in this country. See, like you say with Negro or whatever. Well, you can't have another black ethnic group claim that they're FBA or that they're descendants of American slavery or that they're freedmen. Those groups, those names or whatever, and I get what you're saying. When you go to file your reparation, those names, those labels, acronyms, whatever you want to call them, titles, they're not going to be on the actual paperwork. But still, just walking around here in America, just in terms of being able to differentiate yourself from other groups of black people, when you use those terms, when you say those terms, well, people know that somebody from Kenya is not going to call themselves an FBA, or somebody from Somalia is not going to say that they 8OS. I mean, just because they would not apply for it, it would just not fit them. So, you know, I don't really think it's a way of, you know, trying to, I don't know what you say, what you say, move away from that, from what we're actually from. I don't think it's actually that people are actually trying to do. I think it's a way of saying, well, hey, I'm different than all the other black people. You just can't sit here and say that we're all black. That there's a difference between me and there's a difference between somebody who may have migrated to this country a couple of generations ago, or 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 30 or 50 years ago even. So I think that that's the point of it. We're saying that, hey, this is a group of people who I belong to. This is my ethnic group. This is my culture, because we don't have like the little Haitis, and we don't have the little Cubans and the little Italy's and a little China and this and that, and a little Somalia and a little Ethiopia and all this and that. If we used to have something like that, and we were saying, well, hey, this is little Freedman town or whatever, people would know, well, hey, these are black people that are actually black Americans, people who actually descend from slavery. So it would be a difference just from having Chocolate City or even having Little Black Town, anything like that. When you start throwing names like that, FBA or 8OS or Freedman or Indigenous or something like that, then people will say, okay, well, you know, that's not the same as Little Haiti, or that's not the same, you know, it's just not all, everything is equal. So that's all I'm just trying to point to on that part right there.
And I get you on that part too, and as well, when I went out into real time away from Twitter, I let people know emphatically that I'm a Negro and I descend from Negroes, and they literally know what that word means. I tell it to Africans; they know exactly what it means. It is a form of delineating. It lets them know straight up that you're separate from them. And a lot of times, even when I hear people say African sold African, that's misnomenclature, because Africans did not sell Africans. How would they know which one is different? Africans sold Negroes, and it is clear to see the American Negro from the African. Blood work, phenotype, skeletal structure are all different. And so Negro does that delineation, and I don't need any abbreviations to be added to it to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, but for the other people that do use abbreviations or whatever, they're still just as much Negro or black or colored or descendants of slaves. You know what I'm saying? It's you and I. So if they want to say, well, hey, I'm a, you know, I know that I come from Negroes in this country, whatever, but I'm going to put an FBA title to it. I'm going to put a Freedman title. I'm going to put a whatever title I want to put. Hell, if you want to say you're a Martian or whatever, like I said, as long as your paperwork is up to date, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, as long as your paperwork can be proven and authenticated. So that's the only thing I think that everybody's just trying to get to a point is like, hey, we all big boys, we all big girls. You know what I'm saying? we can go ahead and we can do what we need to do. If we can't be in the space with each other, fine or whatever. But like I say, I'm not going to tell anybody what they can and can't say. I don't care one way or another because I feel like we all got a common goal in mind, and that is Black empowerment and reparations. Wani, I know you had your hand up, and then Chase, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go ahead. So go ahead, Wani.
Okay, so I did listen to the Negro argument, and I don't have an issue with the term Negro. It just means black in Spanish. And that's why I don't want to use it at this time because so many people want to slide their way into what we're talking about. So Latin Americans do use Negro, Negrita, and Negrito. So that is a way for them to get into it. Also, Obama banished the word Negro from federal laws, and that may cause some legal problems if you try to use that term to draft up any reparations or delineations legislation. The other issue I didn't like about it was that when asked if they would get angry if a white person referred to them as a Negro, they said yes. So why do you want to name yourself something that's going to infuriate you if someone calls you by that name? The other thing that concerned me is that Irie was using the word IRIE when I first saw the account, and that's a Jamaican word that means nice, pleasant, or something like that. So it was Irie Farmer. And he also lives in Canada, which is heavily Caribbean. And this word Irie is a Jamaican word, and he was saying some Jamaican patois. So I am concerned that whether he is a Black American at all, and throwing a lot of confusion and anger into the pot about the word Negro.
Okay, I can't speak for Irie on that part. I believe that Irie, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's from Jersey. So, I can't really speak on that part. If he's actually, I would assume that Irie is descended of slaves.
I am an American Negro. You can see it on my Wikipedia page. I just Wikipedia'd it.
Okay. So
that doesn't mean anything. Everybody can make one of those.
Yeah, you can't make the one I'm in.
But is there a reason why you use Jamaican patois?
Irie is blessed. Irie means blessed.
Is there a reason why you use Jamaican terminology?
Irie means blessed. That's what Irie means. I just use the word because it says blessed. But you can see my Wikipedia. It says that I'm American.
You live in Canada.
I'm an American
right?
Negro. I came to Canada through work opportunities, absolutely. But I'm coming back home. I'm not a resident of Canada. I just work in Canada. And I play football in Canada.
Patois?
No. Don't need to speak patois.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Irie. Now, am I correct or wrong? Don't you play ball up there in Canada, I believe, or something?
I played it in the NFL and I played in the Canadian Football League.
Okay.
Born in Jersey City, New Jersey, raised in New Jersey, moved to Virginia Beach when I was young. First time leaving out the country was when I got a passport for work.
May I ask what year you were born in New Jersey?
1985.
Okay, so that doesn't have anything to do. Everybody can be born in New Jersey.
Yeah, I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey. My family is the Seller Wiggins family from South Carolina and Denver.
No doubt. Wani, you have anything else you want to add before we go to another speaker?
No, thank you.
And also, just to bring correction to it, putting Negro on your paperwork, and literally going back and understanding that Negro is what our ancestors were called as a descendant for reparations. When I look at the Jewish reparations, they're nothing different than Jewish. When I look at the Japanese reparations, they're nothing different than Japanese. When I look at the American Negro reparations, we should only have nothing different than American Negro. Anything else different is a proof of paper genocide, ethnocide, and that is exactly why the push for Negro into the lexicon, into society is necessary. Again, I will always go back, and it never tires me to do so. There's United Negro College Funds that Negroes left for their offspring. And the Negro offspring are under the banner of many different identities at the time. and none are absolutely collecting on any of that money. And so that money is going to, as the statement that was made from the United Negro College Fund, it is going to immigrants.
You said that before, but you
and
didn't
it's going
answer
to
my
others.
question. You didn't answer my question was how do you address Obama getting rid of it from federal law?
Paper genocide. If you actually want
how
to
do you
know,
address it?
I address it by literally going ahead and showing the proof. And I also go with the statement that was made to Obama by Senator Harry Reid when he had to go ahead and actually apologize. And that came from Ferris State University when Senator Harry Reid said that Barack Hussein Obama could win in part because he is a light-skinned African American with no Negro dialect. So when I see that happening, what that lets me know is that there was a willful negligence. He was very much aware that doing so would aid in our paper genocide, and also having such effects being effectuated by him literally is proof of criminal activity. So just because a person could change your identity on a piece of paperwork, that doesn't give them the right to. And so also to make claim that, well, it's a Spanish word for black and it'll allow Latinos or black Latins in, I think anybody with any sense of understanding would know that, again, with the paperwork that you would have, it would come from American chattel slavery. Therefore, your Negro-ness would be from American chattel slavery. We're not in a Spanish-speaking colony. This was the United States of America. It's American, and they made all words that were Spanish back into English, and Negro remained. So therefore, it's not a Spanish-speaking word. It is absolutely who we are because we are Negroid blood. Therefore, Negro is who we are. Even if we go to Special Field Order number 15, which a lot of people like to go ahead and actually mention, known as the first reparations for the free men, it is mentioned in there that the Negro is now free. So wherever we look, no matter what avenue you go up, even if you listen to the beloved great Malcolm X, he said that a lot of people get mistaken. And Brother Booby put a post up today, which was amazing, because Brother Malcolm X said that we get mistaken for Black Americans. Black Americans get mistaken for American Negroes, and that's the difference. But once they hear them speak, once they see their ID, they know that there's something different. So the only thing about it is that we need to recognize that there's something different about us and return home. So there's no compromise using American Negro whatsoever. It ties you part and parcel back to your descendants, who are in fact Negro and was sold as such.
So how did this discussion about Negroes turn into FBA as a hate group?
I don't know. Go ask all of the people who were saying hate groups about FBA. You should go ask them. Whoever made the petition is who you should go ask for that.
But you said it earlier in the room.
I said whoever made the petition is who you should go ask about that.
What decision?
I said whoever made the petition. Sorry, not decision, petition.
No, but you said we were a hate group.
Oh, I said I received hate, but we got that squared away. So you should go ask who created the petition.
Oh, I know. They've been reported.
Oh, okay, well then, you've done your best.
Alrighty. We're going to come back. One, if you want to ask another question, just go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to come back and move around in the room a little bit. I believe we got Chase, and then the company, and Shantae. So, Chase, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Affirmative.
Once again, man, peace to everybody. Every black person that's a descendant from chattel slavery. Whatever name that you want to call yourself by, that's absolutely fine. We ain't got no beef with nobody. Y'all need to go ask Stephen Hunter. Why was he in a park? Why was he trying to gather intel? Why was he just steady asking stupid questions? Go ask him who started that FBA as a hate group and added ADOS, then added Secure the Tribe, then added the term B1. Okay? I want everybody to get off of the short bus. We have been put on notice by Sandy Darity. Go look at the tweet that he made. Look at the amount of flack that he got. In my opinion, the two utmost authority that should be on every panel about reparations is Dr. Claude Anderson and Sandy Darity. Does everybody in this room, are they in agreement with that or no? Toter, if they're not in agreement with that, kick them the fuck out. I'm putting everybody on notice right now, tonight, okay? Everything outside of a federal claim for reparations, regardless of whatever name you want to use, and people, I'm asking you to just think. Sandy Darity had put everybody, all of those task forces, all of the state, he put them on notice. Those individual state claims, they hurt reparations. If you don't believe me, go look at the amount of flack that Mr. Darity has been receiving, okay, from people who are saying because they can't let their fucking ego go, okay, and it's just like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, it's got to be this, okay. A state reparations claim will hurt the national federal claim for reparations for our people. That is us surrendering. That's not my words. Those are his. He is a foremost scholar. I would look to his wisdom, his research, and his study before I follow or before I give consideration to other people. We can sit and debate all day long. Everybody has been put on notice. The California Task Force reparations thing hurts our federal claim. Period. I'm landing my plane on that. I'm asking y'all people to go check it out, think for yourselves, and do the research. This name shit, these names, who's right, who's wrong, that doesn't matter. What matters is our federal claim. It is the federal government that wronged us, okay? You think about the state, you're surrendering. Think about that. Peace, everybody.
Righty. I believe the company is next. Unmute your mic.
Peace, power, reparations, family. I just want to start out by saying that, there's some very intelligent beings in this space today. Like, I can just feel it. Like, it's just, so much energy that, we could really take off with this whole movement, piece by piece, brick by brick, thread by thread. My ancestors before me never ran away from a petition. Okay? My ancestors, yeah, they were called Negroes and stuff like that, but I swear to God, if someone walked up to me today and called me a Negro and stuff like that, I'd probably hit them with a brick. And, there's nothing wrong with the word and being shamed in it and stuff like that, but, for marketing and advertising.
Brother, let me ask you something, company. Let me ask you something, respectfully. Company, let me ask you something, brother.
Hold on. Let the brother company speak. Everybody just hold your talking points. Everybody get a chance to speak. If you got to write down what somebody else said to run it back to them, you'll do that. But let the brother rock, though, Chase. Go ahead, company.
Yeah, we're in America. We can call ourselves whatever it is as a collective, whatever the hell we want to call ourselves, and we shouldn't run away from it just because of a petition. That's cowardice, in my opinion. I mean, unless I'm wrong, go ahead and, tell me something I don't know.
Can I go now, please?
Hold on, Chase. You got all the folks up here, brother. Not sure if Tyler, he might have fell in the jumble, the matrix or whatever. You got all the folk up here, though, brother Chase. You'll get another chance. Just keep your hand raised.
I'm here. I was I was getting some hate from somebody saying some shit, but yeah, but I'm here. So let's go ahead and let Shantae go ahead. We got Shantae.
Hey, hold on a second. Sister Morgan down there was before Shantae. Then
Shantae was first. Shantae was first. Shantae had a hand up.
Because I got to collect my gatherings. Because Brother Irie was saying something.
But your hand was up first, though. So if you want to wait, that's fine. But your hand was up first.
I don't have a problem. Miss T. Morgan, you are.
Go ahead, Miss Morgan.
Okay, thank you so much for hosting this space, Newstoter. I'm glad I got to hear Brother Irie, because the first day he was speaking on this, I had come into the room late. And I asked him if he could reset the room, and he said to me, what's written doesn't need to be explained. And I'm like, well, if you're trying to teach us something, it was just so offensive. It was very offensive. And then I later found out that he may not be a true FBA, and maybe he's trying to cause some dissension. But in the space today, he's answered a lot of those questions that I had. And Brother Chase, if you can post in the Jumbotron the article that you're speaking of with Darity, because I like Darity, but I think he's lowballing us as far as what we are owed in reparations. I think the last time he said that we were owed around $350 to $850. And I'm looking at the fact that Afghans are coming over and receiving $500,000 per family, not having worked a day here, not having paid a single tax, but just the fact that they are coming here. And these children at the border are going to receive $450,000, not having worked here, not having paid a single tax. And this man is saying $350,000 to $850,000. He's very much lowballing us. So hopefully he has fixed those figures. If you can post what you were saying, that he's being attacked or whatever, so I can see what are the reasons that he's being attacked, because they could be legitimate reasons. Can you do that, Brother Chase?
I'm not sure, Chase. I'm not sure if he heard you, sister. But I'm sorry, and I stepped out for 1 second. You were saying, see if he could do what now?
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay, great. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to see what it is he's being attacked regarding. Thank you, Brother Chase.
Hey,
go ahead, Sister Shantae.
Hey, before you go to Shantae, hey, Sister T. Morgan, have you read Darity's book, From Here to Equality? Have you read that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know those numbers are only based off just like, accrued chattel slavery in general, before what a slave was worth, or what if somebody might have gotten paid back then. That's really not that long ago. Certain people in this country still make minimum wage as far as like $7.25 an hour. So the real numbers is really in the quadrillions. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just a number that he was just calculating along with his wife to try to come up with some type of form of payment that start getting us paid. We're not saying that that's the right information, because there's so many other black scholars out here that are surrounding themselves around reparations and chattel slavery and Jim Crow that say, hey, look, we're owed this, we're owed that. Yeah, I do agree that we need to come together and form some type of hey, look, these are the numbers, but also remember that every day the government does not pay us, that's interest. You see that? So whatever number he might have said, 17 trillion, 18 trillion, it's probably 20 trillion now, because he wrote that book years ago. See that?
Okay, well, I just want to say this. The Iranian...
I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. I didn't mean to hit the mute button. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to point out that in 2015, The gentlemen that were held for 444 days during the Iranian hostage crisis, they received 10K per day that they were in captivity, which was 444 days, and that resulted in $4.4 million for each of the hostages and $600,000 to each of their family members. Now, not only were our ancestors held captive, but they were also worked from birth to death without pay. So if they're not at least talking 10K a day for the 200 and something years cash payments that our ancestors worked for free, then they're lowballing us. What we need to do is get those attorneys that got those Iranians, not the Iranians, they were Americans, but instead of reinventing the wheel, get the attorneys that know what they're doing, that have had success in the area of reparations, and get our total money, because we already know that they're going to lowball us. And I know damn well $850,000 is nowhere near enough for the pain, the slavery, the rapes, the killings, the lynchings, the beatings that our ancestors went through. And we even have to be careful who we meet, because hell, you could be my cousin. So I land my plane on that. We just need everything that our ancestors never received.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you for adding into the...
Also to add to T. Morgan's, if you want to know some real figures, Newsweek put out an article about the estimated amount that we're owed is $151 million per slave descendant, $2 million per year over the course of 75 and a half years. You can look that up. That's also been promoted by Newsweek, but R. Wimbush is the guy's name when it says, for some professionals think a check is not enough. His @ is R. Wimbush, and he's the one who made the comments that said that reparations is not only a check, so it's kind of a sleight of hand double talk with that. But his @ is R. Wimbush, and he's the one who actually had the interview with Newsweek concerning reparations. But their accountants, their historians, the information that they accrued literally tallied it up at 151 million for slave descent. We know that's not the totality. Some of the family was actually calling it a down payment. As the brother said, it's in the quadrillions, but it's a healthy number for them to start off with, literally 500,000 every 3 months. And we see that they're able to pay that, especially with the amount of money that we were giving to Ukraine and all of the other nations outside of America at this time.
Okay, so let us go to our next speaker. Shantae, are you ready now, or you want to wait still?
No. I just want to piggyback off a little bit of things. I'm really not going to say much, but I'm going to be honest about my belief. So within my belief, Ari, I used to follow you. Don't take it to where as though I'm trying to attack you, because that's not even the idea of it. It's out of my mind. But my clear understanding ever since I was little, and I've been told over and over, and Chase, you also. So what I'm going to need for everybody to do at this moment, even if you don't think about what I'm saying, I'm going to say this. We was always owed something. So even if the people in California was owed something, in every damn state, we have our own thing that we do. We don't hate on one another. Not only that, if you getting it, we gonna get it. Somewhere down the line, it's just not we gonna get everything at one time. Things will trickle. I don't care if you from Mississippi. Everybody in Mississippi is old. Everybody from Alabama, and everybody is standing their own right now, trying to make sure they get what they need. I respect the fact that it was like a help thing, but when it comes to a point to where as though like, oh, we're not going to get something because such and such, and we should all get this. That's just shit sounds selfish as hell. Because we all went through something differently at different period of times. If we together, let's be together. It's not a separation. If you're a Black American, foundation of Black American, you can call yourself a Freeman. You know why I can say I can call myself a Freeman? Not me, but my cousin, because his last name is actual Freeman. So I'm quite sure that we got people in our family from all over that are Black Americans. What the fuck I'm gonna do? I'm about to stop my cousin, Kevin, that's a Freeman, giving him what he deserves and he respect, because he actually deserves it. And I'm gonna stop that? No. Get the fucking hate up out of here. That's what kind of trickled me just a little bit. Because I got family from all over America. Mississippi, Bama, Virginia, Georgia, some couple up in Texas, all types of shit. So when we all get it, we all gonna get it. The extra shit, it went a little too far. And that's all I gotta say.
No doubt. No doubt.
I agree with you. And
wait, hold on, Ari. Hold on. Before you get to that, let's go ahead and move around the room so we can go ahead and get everybody get a chance to touch the mic or whatever. So I believe who's next? Is it No Cap? Is it Marcel? Who's next?
It's No Cap, then Marcel. No. No Cap, Marcel, and Ice down there.
Okay. Go ahead, No Cap.
Hey, Chokum, just hold on. We're going to bring you up in a second, bro. Now, go ahead, No Cap. We're going to bring you up in a second, Chokum.
How y'all doing, family?
Big dog, what's the word?
Foundational Black Americans, Negroes, Freedmen. I hear the conversation about the California. I think I jumped into that late, so after I speak, whoever, I guess later on, y'all can explain it to me. I'll still be listening as to why we shouldn't or we should support that. But I like to talk about shit that we agree about. We are special people, right? No matter what we are. We're special people, no matter what name you put on us. I seen a tweet today, and it had like a list of words that they used to call us: nigger, colored, black, African American, Afro American.
Yeah, check the Jumbotron, y'all. If y'all want to know what No Cap talking about, check the Jumbotron. It's in there.
I seen all that, man, and I know we are special people. I know that we've all gone through the struggles, and that we are hated people. And, you know, I know everybody don't believe the same thing, but I just want to leave this with y'all, man. This Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations where the Lord shall scatter thee. So wherever we are being called, it's a byword. It's so small. The sister T. Morgan jumped on here and started talking about the money, and that's what we need to be focused on. Because whoever writes these reparation bills, whatever they use as a term to define us, as long as the definition is defining the people who we are here, I don't give a fuck what you call it. Write me my motherfucking check. Like, that's what the language in the bills is what matters. Like, you can call me whatever you want. Like, as long as that definition defines us as a whole, us as a group of people, all of us who deserve reparations. And I love all y'all, each and every one of y'all. I'm landing on that. And just know that we fighting over a byword. We become all kind of names throughout the years, but we are one group. I'm done. Thank you. Thank y'all.
No problem. For anybody that's in the room, please go ahead. And also, if you're not following Newstoter, make sure you're following Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest curator of Black news today in America, the largest Black-owned news curation news aggregator today in America. You can support us also on Cash App, $Newstoter. That is $Newstoter. Once again, that is $Newstoter. Some of you guys we're going to have to remove from speaker for right now just because we have so many people trying to request to come up and speak. So some of the people that already spoke, we're going to remove you guys. You can come back up. We're just trying to let everybody get a chance to speak that may want to speak. So please just bear with us. Marcel, you next. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I'll draw down now.
No problem. Appreciate you, brother. Marcel, you there?
Yeah, he had a connection yesterday. He just dropped down again. Yeah, Marcel, if you hear us, just come back on up. Let's go to Ice real quick.
Yo, what up, though? This FBA, 100%. I come from a family with like 50 FBA family reunions all across these states. So there ain't no doubt about that. But I just want to address the topic, time to end the infighting. I just want to add my opinion. FBA is the one name that's the most relevant and it's impenetrable by tethers. They could hijack. They could jump on Negro back. People could jump on Freedman back. People could jump on African American back. But you can't just sit up there and say you're the foundation of Black America without representing our people. And then I also like a lot of people like where you grew up at. That's not the same for everybody. So an adult's supposed to know that. So people got to stop projecting their limitations across the whole FBA group. Some of us are stronger than others. So like if you're weaker, you kind of need to. If you know you're not weaker, if you know you're weaker than the strongest of us, you probably need to stop like projecting your energy on the other people. And we also need to stop with the anti-Black American propaganda. That's killing us. The propaganda is killing us because we even jump in these groups and use anti-FBA propaganda against each other. So I just want to say that FBA don't have no impurities, no additives. It's pure and it's impenetrable by tethers. And I'm gonna land the F-22 with that. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming in. I'm trying to see what happened to Marcel because he was here for a second and then like his.
Yeah, I just tried to approve him again. Twitter with the glitch gang. Marcel, just hold on a sec. We're trying to bring you up, big dog.
Yeah, because I kind of after Mars. I'm trying to see.
Just close out all apps except for Twitter. Close out all apps except for Twitter.
See, the reason that we running into these issues, as soon as you put Negro in the title, they get their attention.
Yes, that's one way of looking at it. Let's get somebody up here. Captain, you haven't said anything, so I'll let you go ahead and speak.
I think T. Morgan was before me.
But she's already spoken, so we're trying to get the people up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. From my understanding, I thought what we actually the name of our people is actually Freedman because of the Freedman Bank. Is that true or not?
Freedman, I believe, is on the paper. So yeah, Freedman. They talked about the Freedman and stuff like that. So Freedman is on paperwork and stuff like that. Truthfully, all of it is on paperwork. Negro, Black, but Freedman, I believe, is on the actual paperwork. Don't hold me to that, but I believe that it's also on the paperwork as well. So.
Because that's the thing. Is like, can we just answer that question? Yeah.
Marcel, we're gonna go.
Free. Okay, so may I speak before I lose connection again? Because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, go ahead and speak real quick.
Okay. Well, I don't know what's been going on. I've been like these hashtag wars. They're annoying as hell. I'm very honest with you. But Freeman is not a hashtag. Freeman is not a hashtag. Freeman is not a hashtag. Like if that's been explained. Freeman is a political status that belongs to anyone who is a descendant of the 4 million people that were enslaved. Period. It's like literally it's on the congressional books. In fact, the only time we've ever received policies specifically for us as a group from which no other group could say it was for them was the Freeman Bureau Acts 1, Freeman Bureau Acts 2. Freeman hospitals, Freeman banks, Freeman schools, Freeman cemeteries. South Carolina had the first Freeman's Bank. South Carolina had the first Freeman town. I'm right here by Hillhead Island, Mitchellville, which is Hillhead Island. First Freeman Bank right here in Beaufort, South Carolina. First Freeman School right here in St. Helena, South Carolina. Freeman is a political status. Like a person who's a veteran, when they set up the Veterans Administration, it's only for the veterans and their family. Likewise, the Freeman refers to anyone who's a descendant of American slave or who was formerly enslaved and their descendants. So that is the name that has legislative and political precedent. It's been on the books since 1965, it is still recognized and it is still used in Congress. Maxine Waters just used it when telling Native Americans that if she hears they are discriminating against American freemen, which refers to Black Americans, she says she's going to pull every cent of their funding. Clarence Thomas used it in his recent ruling about gun control. He said that these laws were always to disarm freedmen and their descendants of freedmen. So, freedmen is actual term. Now, FBA, African American, FBA is a social way to refer to basically what is a freedman, a descendant of American slaves. It's a social term. And now, Negro, African American, Black American, those are races. Freedmen and FBA are not racist. They refer to lineage. African American, Black American, Negro, those refer to races. But we're not doing race-based reparations. If we do that, then these immigrants who hate us will benefit from looking like us when they try to jump in. We're doing it based off of lineage. Freedmen is our lineage. So when it first started, there were no people from Jamaica here, for example. But now we have them. But if they say this law is only for freedmen, I don't care how Black you are. It's only going to go to those who can prove they are descendants of those that were enslaved. And I'm going to say before I land, Dr. Darity is lowballing us. And I know I don't know why some of that we can't criticize people whose work we respect. I love your work. I don't have to agree with everything you said. His figures were too low for me. In my plan, it's $2.8 million per person, and I believe that's too low. But with my plan, we will be paid into perpetuity. So as long as we are alive, we will have U.S. Treasury bonds, and we will continue to get paid on their interest. So we are being lowballed. We don't have to agree with every word a leader or an elder who we respect says. And I land with that.
Marcel, before you leave, let me ask you one quick question. I don't know if you're going to stick around and chat for a little bit or not, because if so, I'd ask. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I can. I might lose connection, have to come back up, but I can.
I want to add you as a co-host just because we have so many different people in here. So is that okay?
That's fine. I might get dropped, and you have to check your DMs because if I'm driving. If I get in a bad area, it'll just drop me. You have to drop me and add me back. But I'll do it right now.
No problem. And also, before I just want to ask you this: the $2.8 million you're talking about, is that for a lifetime, or is that is that what? How is that a yearly installment, a lifetime?
So my plan, we don't get it in a lump sum. I know that's not favorable. I mean, I wish it could be different too. But in order to stop what would be probably the first time hyperinflation occurs in this country, where you get treasury bonds and you get paid on the interest of the treasury bonds. So if a person's going to live for 75 years, they're actually going to end up getting more than $2.8 million in the long run. Because according to the amount I have, $2.8 million, I don't have my plan in front of me, but it's going to be like almost $90,000, $100,000 per year, I believe. I have to look at my paperwork, so don't quote me on that with the actual numbers. But also, I think someone said already, the numbers do go up. The longer we don't get paid, the higher the figure gets. See, these numbers were based on closing the racial wealth gap. He always said that. It wasn't necessarily based on every single thing we're owed. He based on just what it would take to close the racial wealth gap. I'm basing it on what we're owed, and my figure is probably smaller than some other people out there, to be honest with you, because they can never truly pay us what we're truly owed.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I hear all kind of different figures and whatnot, but maybe you also talk about in the zillions. I know that's not really a number, but that's the kind of wealth and kind of money and influence and power that really should be wielded to the Black community there. So let's try to see where.
And that's why I'm always, and also to speak to what Brother Marcel, thank you for being here, brother. A lot of people had a problem with me saying that FBA is not a lineage. ADOS is not a lineage. It's a social construct. Marcel, that's where the shit really started going crazy because I'm trying to sit here and explain to them, and they're like, no, this is my lineage. And I'm like, that's a social construct. No, actually, what I said is FBA, I'm probably going out. What I said is that foundational Black American is a social term.
Okay, he made because he's driving right now.
But yes,
So,
it is a social term, but it's not a lineage. And that's the thing about it. Whereas Brother Marcel just eloquently stated that when we're looking at words and we're putting things together, or we look at an acronym, it is important to know what verbiage that you actually are attributing to something, because lineage comes from maternal or paternal, but a social construct comes from a person and the people can follow it, but it is not your lineage.
okay, no doubt. Who was that speaking? Who's that? Who just spoke?
T. Morgan.
It's T. Morgan. Well, hold on. We got a couple new speakers that we want to go ahead. Let's go ahead to we got to go to Chokum. Yeah, Chokum. Go ahead and unmute your mic. I think Chokum and Captain are the two new speakers, and then we'll get to everybody else again.
Yeah, it's Chokum. Brother Chase getting that arm workout. Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? What up, Chop? What up, Chop?
Man, hurry up with this conversation. We trying to get on point.
Say what?
What I said was, when it come down to the 18 census.
All right, Shantae, I know you Team Jersey and all that, but we respect everybody. Go ahead, choke them.
Is Chokum there?
You give it a second because you mute the mic. It take a second. There you go.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to address the topic in the room. Because like I've been, and I think I spoke to somebody or in another group about this week. Like it seems like every day or every 2 days, we're infighting, or you got you got new cliques, you got new beefs. Somebody that was running with somebody yesterday is running with somebody new today. And it's honestly it's becoming real disingenuous. We haven't even got anything like official. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like this shit ain't even called for. You know what I mean? Like it's really juvenile. Like this is on some high school shit. You know what I mean? And I just think like everybody needs to take a step back, breathe. You know what I mean? Let the clout chasing go. Everybody needs to stop trying to be, the next social media kingpin or queenpin. Like let that shit go. If you're really about the movement and you're really about the people, you know what I mean, and you're really about getting this shit done, even if you are just a talking head, like you need to be talking right. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I really want to say.
No doubt. Appreciate you. Captain, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, so basically it's settled. Freedman is the name of our people, and FBA is a nickname for our people, right? Am I right with this?
No.
Okay, explain it to me.
All right. When you look at the definition of freedmen, it doesn't specify black people. It doesn't.
Okay. Explain how. Explain it.
Okay, I posted it in the Jumbotron. A freedman or free woman is a formerly enslaved person who has been released from slavery, usually by legal means. Historically, enslaved people were freed by manumission, emancipation, or self-purchase. A fugitive slave is a person who escaped enslavement by fleeing. So I don't see where freedman exactly addresses, these people are Black Americans.
So you mean like you're afraid that the Irish might jump in?
The disrespect come in, and then y'all tell me you don't say nothing, and then y'all constantly let disrespect come in.
I'm trying to, let's.
It's not a social study lesson. This is not a social study lesson.
What do you mean it's not a social study lesson?
Like, look, if you don't know who you are from state to state,
Okay, we got too many people talking at one time, and that's kind of killing the conversation. We got so many people that's requesting to speak. I lost both of my co-hosts. Marcel was just a guest co-host, and I lost DJ. I'm trying to get them back on. So one person at a time speaking. We don't need everybody speaking. We got a bunch of people that's requesting to come up and speak, so we're going to have to move some people down. So y'all go ahead and just chill out for a minute and let the person that's speaking speak so we can go ahead and move the room around. And I'm going to unmute the mic. Go ahead and finish.
For a moment.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Ask your question. So if somebody is confused about terminology, should we just let them keep being confused? Because that causes an argument and it doesn't need to be.
Well, let them finish so we can go ahead. And then the person, whoever comes up next and other people, y'all can go ahead and correct them. Because like I said, I kind of was trying to just see about the order of things and kind of lost track and trying to get the co-host back up.
Okay, but if they don't have the answer to correct them?
Yeah, because the only reason I said that one is because I heard like 2-3 other people start coming in and whatnot. So I was just trying to go ahead and get the order. But who was even speaking? I'm gonna be honest, I lost track of who was even speaking.
A-lister was saying it doesn't have anything to do with us being Black Americans, and it does. It has everything to do with us being Black Americans.
Everything that Marcel named off about the Freedman School, the Freedman's Bank, like that's paperwork, bro. So, like that's
no, it's not. Only one group of people was enslaved in the United States of America. Those people were emancipated. They became freedmen. And then the people that were already free in the North, they joined. And it also became listed as freedmen. So it joined the two groups. They are Black Americans from that lineage. It certainly does address the
exactly. And may I add too, A-lister, you cannot go to Webster's dictionary and look at freedmen that apply to specifically the United States of America. Okay? You can't do that. You have to go to the Freedman Bureau Act, the first law that was written that identified us, and it mentioned descendants of those who were enslaved. And that's where you have to find the definition of freedman. Freedman absolutely does refer to Black Americans who are descendants of American slaves. You can't go to Merriam's. You got to go to the laws of Congress.
Okay, so it's settled then, right? That's where it should be, right? It's settled.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Another thing, too. People are confusing freedmen, which is a political status, with race. Race, you can say Black, Negro, African American, whatever the hell you want to say. Freedman is a political status. The same way, like I said, you got people who are 911, 9/11 relatives. They get special laws just for them that only they get. You have veterans who get special policies just for them. They just passed this law about veterans that were hurt by burn pits. Freedmen are the political status of those of us who are descendants of American slaves. They just ain't been doing nothing for us. They've been trying to do it for all Black people instead of freedmen. Now, race, you can say Negro, Black, whatever you want to say, but freedman is a law. It actually is a name that's on the books of Congress. It's there, and it refers to us.
Okay, so that means is it also the name of our ethnic group too?
You can say that. I mean, yes, you can definitely say it's our ethnicity because it's our lineage. So you can definitely use it as that. But it is first and foremost a political classification. But yes, I definitely refer to it as our ethnicity as well. But it's a political.
We should start using that. Yes, that should be the next movement. That's just start using this as our name because it's our damn name. We have a name. We're not just loose Black people all over the world. We have a name. It's Freedman. I'm a freedman. You're a freedman. We're the Freedmans, right?
If you are,
FBA is a nickname.
If you are a descendant of American slaves, then yes, you are. Then that's it.
Okay. Then we need to start pushing that. Like this is ended.
A descendant of an American slave. Yes, a Black descendant of American slave. Yes, you are. Let me make that very clear.
Okay. Okay, so the argument is over. It's over, right? There shouldn't be anything else.
For you it is. For you it is, but people come into the conversation every single day, and that's why we keep having these same types of conversations. Because, and I'm so sorry to jump in like that. I just want to be clear. It's like we're having two separate conversations right now. Okay? We have a conversation regarding our status and what people that are involved with creating policy, what they're going to do in the terms that they're going to use because they know that it's going to be recognized in the federal lexicon. You have that, and then you also have what every regular schmegular ass nigga identifies as, and that's going to be different things. Some people it's going to be ADOS. Some people it's going to be FBA. Some people it's going to be Freedman. Some people it's going to be American Indian. It doesn't those things vary. You know what I mean? You even got Hebrew Israelites, Moors, all of that. That's still us. That's still our lineage. And for me, I get frustrated because I'm willing to go with whatever the fuck we agree on as a goddamn group. Okay? Because it's not about what I like personally or you or anybody else on this fucking stage. It's about what we all agree on, what's going to be the most successful legally. So it's one thing to have conversations about what we should call ourselves and try to gather, support for that or whatever. But if it interferes with us actually making progress, now I got a fucking problem. Now I have a problem. People doing this little weird ass unfollowing and blocking and all this other shit. I don't have time for that because I'm using these platforms to actually meet people like Marcel. I met Marcel in real life. I met Dawn in real life. I met a number of people in real life. So if you on that weird ass cloud chasing, I just want to have a little cult around me type shit, blocked immediately. I'm moving on. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep the fucking focus, which is repair for our people. I'm so sorry, Newstoter, for cursing. I see you recording. I apologize.
Can I go now, please? If you don't mind, could I go now?
Can I finish?
I have a flight to catch.
Oh my God.
Okay, we done hold on. We done lost. First off, we done lost total order. Like who's going where? I can't on my phone. I can't even see who mouth is talking, so I don't even know who's actually talking.
So Cherie just went. I forgot who was talking, asking about the nickname. My Twitter asked up too. Was that you, Captain?
Yeah. So
okay. So
that's was that Captain talking?
Yeah. So Captain spoke. Cherie has spoken, and I'm not sure who was mentioning to you because I was kicked out 3 times too.
And I was trying to get y'all in, so I kind of lost track. So let me go ahead. Okay.
Brother Cadillac is definitely next because I approved him when Marcel came up with the last time. Then I got dropped out. So Cadillac, and then you could go whoever else after.
Well, hold on, because we got to go ahead because there's a lot of people, and I'm going to say this: if everybody that's requesting to speak, if you're going to come up here and not actually speak, then don't request because we got a lot of people in the queue waiting to speak or whatever. So if you're just going to come and just add yourself as a speaker, then you're not going to speak. Just stay in the listener section. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start moving some of the speakers out as well, so we can go ahead and try to give everybody a chance, and then we can go ahead and circle it back around. But if you're just going to be up in the speaker section right now, you're not actually trying to speak, then just stay in the listener section, and then you can come back and speak once the people up here have already had a chance. So. Cadillac, go ahead. Unmute your mic.
Hey, for those requesting to come back up, just stay in the queue. We'll bring you up as soon as possible.
And I believe it's Brother Chase after Cadillac.
Thank y'all for the space, man. Shout out to the host, Newstoter, Big Bro Marcel, and Kite. Shout out Wani. Shout out to everybody else. I see you down in April. I just want to say this whole thing was started by the brother Irie. I don't know what for. Maybe I think it's because he don't really have a dog in this fight. You know what I'm saying? You live in Canada. Your family is half FBA, half whatever. I don't know. But I think you don't have a dog in this fight, bro. So for you to get up here and cause all this division after sitting in the spaces and gaining a following, it kind of seems kind of odd to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I understand, okay, Freedman, that's what we're going to be legally okay. Now, FBA, if that's what I want to be known as, lineage-wise, then that's okay. Same way people could choose to be a Christian. I mean, they feel like they came from a long line of Christians. That's what it is. I don't have a problem with that. Muslim, whatever else you might want to be. But to come in, live in Canada, got this mixed blood, mixed breed, you haven't verified yourself, you know what I'm saying? I think you working for COINTELPRO, bro. You working for you coming in, you causing all this fight, you getting us off track, you getting us off cold with each other, bro. And I think that's what you came here for, and you literally doing it, and that's the reason for this space to get above that. So I don't know what's gonna become of it, but I will say that it's all unnecessary. And if you just come here to seek and sow division, bro, that's called Satan. So stop using the Bible, start using your real name, bro. It is what it is. I land my plane.
And I'm glad to hear. I'm sorry, Irie, real quick. I'm glad to hear that all of us sound. It's one thing to sound like most of us agree on. We're all tired of the hashtag war. So I'm gonna clap. It sounds like everyone's getting pissed off with the hashtag war. I thought this day would never come. So we did it, y'all. We did it. We made it here. Okay,
that was a point of the whole having this whole space was just to go ahead and try to move on. Like we said, like Sister Cherie said, this is about reparations, repairing, and stuff like that. And if we concentrate on this, then we missing the bigger picture, man. I mean, we just can't. We all grown people. We all have things we need to do for our communities, our people, and whatnot. We just don't have time for like little penny like nonsense like this. So, like I say, whatever somebody wants to call themselves, I'm fine with it. But I want to have the ability and the right to call myself something that my ancestors did not. So that's what I'm about. Like I said, anybody that wants to call themselves, I don't care if you want to call yourself a Martian. If that's what you want to call yourself, by all means, call yourself a Martian. Long as your paperwork is straight. Long as you can go ahead and verify that paperwork, you good. It don't matter what anybody says. You got the paperwork to show that, hey, and I can prove it on both sides of my family, my mom and dad's side. So I don't have an issue with it. So as long as you can prove that and you can do that, you good. It doesn't matter what you call yourself because we are the most diverse people in the world anyway. So we've been some of everything that you can think of. I believe the next person was
So what I'm saying is this: the disparaging against me, because first and foremost, you know where I'm at because you see it on my Wikipedia page, and I told you where I'm at, why I'm here. And the thing about it is this: whenever you go ahead and think that you're sitting over here trying to say, we're trying to be safe, we're delineating, and I see a fracture because I'm the one that's seen it, you was upset. I said, look, there's a fracture with FBA, there's a fracture with B1, there's a fracture with ADOS. You got folks over here saying that they're part of date groups. Now, I ain't interrupt you. I will respect, I will hope I got that respect. I ain't interrupt you. The thing about it is this: all of that activity has made all of these
I'm sorry, go ahead.
All of this activity and all of these tethers running around here has went ahead with the proper person you should be attention on, which I believe is Brother Steven and that dude Smagio. You know who they are. You ain't talking to them like that. But this is the catch, though. I said I'm going back to Negro because my ancestors, when I looked at everything going on, I said, I could go in there with an FBA, I could go in there with a Freedman, but is that what I'm going to put on my court document, though? Is that what I'm going to write down when I'm going here? Like, if I'm going ahead and pushing for reparations, and reparations is the goal for the American Negroes from chattel slavery, am I really doing them a service when I look at that paperwork and that paperwork stand me right in my eyes? And I'm looking at my ancestors and all of them say Negro from the chattel slavery all the way up until 1980. I was born in 85, so just 6 more years, I'd have been a Negro. So there's proof for the paper just that's proof for the paper.
Ari, the two things you're saying, they don't conflict with each other. You can still call yourself a Negro if you want. My great-grandmother used to refer to herself as a Negro, but it doesn't matter. Politically speaking, she was still a freedman. And if you, I don't know anything about your ethnicity or whatever, because I don't know, or whatever, but if you are a descendant, a black descendant of American slaves, then you are a freedman. Freedman is not taking the replace of race. Freedman is a political status under which we actually receive, it's the one time in this country we actually receive specific laws just for us. Had they did affirmative action in the way where they said this is for freedmen, freedmen get special privileges, and not white women wouldn't be the main ones benefiting from it. So we should be using freedmen, like Sherry said. Freedmen is legislatively. You won't find freedmen on someone's birth certificate, but you will find it in the law books, and you will find when they had offices and institutions throughout this whole nation just for us. So we're going to put, if you put Negro on stuff, then you're going to get some maggots and all these other ones you talk about, they'll be able to benefit from it. Freedmen exclude all the categories that you mentioned.
Hold on. Well, our paperwork from my ancestors, and I believe I checked with you, and I said I needed help learning who the hell they were, and you told me I had cities in South Carolina with my family from it. Wiggins and Sellers, correct, sir?
Yeah, Salters.
And then so they left Sellers, and they went became Mitchells, which I am, and they went north because they went ahead and come from Sellers and Wiggins. And
okay, well, hold on. If you go be South Carolinian, if you're going to be a South Carolinian, then you definitely need to be claiming the Freedmen. Because South Carolina is where they've had the first Freedman town, is where they put the first Freedman Bank, first Freedman Bureau, first Freedman Harbor, Freedman School. South Carolina is the home of where the name Freedman started. So if you're going to be South Carolinian, a lineage, which you are, then you should definitely have the Freedman.
I was born and raised in New Jersey. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the times when I look at these folks over here and they say Freedman, Freedman is a part of the political status. But when I'm looking at the ancestor paperwork, it all says Negro. And so when I see Negro, yeah, I understand that. But that's why I said when I see Negro, the thing about it is this: when I go ahead and actually look at this from this perspective, we're going for reparations, right? And reparations is for the American Negroes from chattel slavery. I'm a descendant from American Negroes from chattel slavery. American Negro separates every other Negro. That's why when we came in, they had over there all of those different classes that was over here, different races on it. And we had African and we had Negroes. They were two different people, so it separated us. For the sake of time, I'm gonna go ahead and move the conversation around a little bit, so because you still got a bunch of people that's trying to get on. And some of the speakers we have that already spoke, I'm going to let them speak. I said it earlier already, and I'll say it again. I don't care what you call yourself, okay? I had a conversation with Booby yesterday. It was good. All right, we got to land.
I'm hearing you talk, man.
We got to move on.
Yeah, we got to move on. We got 7 people requesting. We got hands still up and whatnot. We're going to get back to you, Irie, but we got to go ahead and we got to move. Like I say, those who have actually spoke, I'm going to give you like a minute to speak. I'm going to let Chase speak for a minute. I'm going to let T. Morgan speak for a minute. And then I'm going to drop you guys down because we have other people that are waiting to speak. Cherie, I'm going to let you come back and speak in a second till you spoke. So we got to go ahead and try to move this around so everybody can get a chance to speak. Chase, you got a minute to go ahead and speak. T. Morgan, you have a minute. And then I'm going to even go to you, Cherie, so we can go ahead and drop you guys down and let the other people get a chance to speak. That's a minute. Go ahead. Unmute your mic, Chase.
All right. Respectfully, peace to everybody in the room. As always, love to everybody that is a part of my family. People, all I am asking, beautiful black people whose ancestors came out of slavery, okay? This is a federal claim. It does not require a vote. This is a lawsuit against the United States of America for what is owed to our people. Ms. Chantel, the information you wanted is on my page. I ask you, please go look at what Dr. Darity wrote. And a lot of people talk about he's shortcutting and he's short-sighting, whatever. Okay, fine. That figure is negotiable. It's not written in stone. And I'm asking y'all people to please look. These people are trying to get us to vote for nothing. It's not going to be the Democrats. It's not going to be the Republicans. It's not going to be the Independents that gives us our reparation because we do not have to vote on what is owed. People, I love y'all. I don't hate nobody in this room. Okay? And I say that out of love, please, respectfully. I'm beyond the name. The name is fucking middle school shit. Look at the bigger picture. This is a federal claim. This is a lawsuit against America. It does not require a vote. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And I say that respectfully with love. I might come off as abrasive, but I love all of y'all. I'm passing it.
Chase, I just want to ask you, and this is just quickly a yes or no, because we got to move on. Have you filed? Has a lawsuit actually been filed? Because you mentioned Dr. Darity's book. He actually has a part in his book where he says it will be a bad idea to try to file a lawsuit to get reparations. He said that it's a legislative matter that should be done legislatively, as they've done for Native Americans as they've done for Holocaust survivors, as they've done for Japanese Americans. He actually talks against reparations. So I'm not trying to be a smile because you know me. I'm just asking, has a lawsuit actually been filed? Because until then, it is not a lawsuit, and it does have to go to the congressional channel.
Okay, respectfully, Brother Marcel, much love to you, brother. Man, you know, everybody. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead and wait, hold on. Go ahead and land your plane. Hold on, brother. Go ahead and land your plane so we can go ahead and move
Brother
around.
Brother Marcel asked me a question.
I know you asked your question. That's why I said go ahead and answer it, and then so we can go ahead and move it around.
Okay. The short answer is no. The short answer is no. A federal lawsuit has not been filed. The reason why a federal lawsuit has not been filed is because everybody is giving credence and credits to these individual state claims. That hurt us. Please go look at my page. I can't put it up in a jumbotron, but they're the first 2 tweets on my page. Please go look at it. And I'm only saying, people, I'm saying this out of love. Look at the bigger picture. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Chase. Okay. Are we moving Chase down, y'all, or are we keeping him up?
Yeah, we're going to move him down.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to move him down. Let's go to T. Morgan. Go ahead and give it to us in a minute. Marcel, just let them go ahead and get their points so we can go in and move on. Because if you ask a question, then it's going to prolong. So let's go ahead and move it on. So, T. Morgan, go ahead and unmute your mic and kind of give us what your scenario in a minute.
Okay, thank you for allowing me to speak again. One thing I wanted to say is whatever reparations plan they roll out, please, people, we cannot fall for the Zolo twist. We cannot allow America to pay us over time. We've seen what that has done before. They took back the land after the Union Army left. They killed Black families, took over the land. So, no, not over time, especially not over 75 years. We need our money, one lump sum, at that time, because the next president or whatever that rolls in, they would take it back. And the other thing is, Freedman has to be used. You cannot use foundational Black American or any of that because you cannot mention race at all in a plea for reparations. So Freedman does not state a race, and it is our lineage. Thank you. I land my plane.
Thank you. We appreciate you once again speaking. So we definitely appreciate that. The next person will be, it's going to be Insane. It's going to be Miss Lisa, April, Moses, and Yaya. So it's going to be in that order. Insane, Miss Lisa, April, Moses, and Yaya. So go ahead, Insane, and let's try not to have it too long. Let's see if we can go ahead and summarize it in about 2 minutes. So just so we can move around the room.
All right. Hello, Newstoter, Kite, and Marcel, and everybody else in the space. I have to agree with Marcel. I cannot minimize the importance of acknowledging the political aspirations of it, and Freedman is definitely tied to that. And I took the liberty of posting in the Jumbotron. It'll be the second and third post. There are pictures of the actual infrastructure. There's a building in Charleston. Marcel has talked about buildings. And there are also houses still standing in Charleston that were built called Freedman's Cottages. So this was an infrastructure that was up and running. And of course, you know,
my family has one. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. Sorry, Newstoter. Sorry. My family has one, but it's Harris property. We can't live in it. That's all I want to say. Bye.
Yeah, it's this parts of this infrastructure is still standing, and that's what was so upsetting about what Kamala Harris did with that cheap banner. She could have gone down to 56 Broad Street and stood in front of an actual building that still has the name etched into the facade that says Freedman's Bank Bureau. She could have done that, but
but she didn't want to do that for a variety of reasons. We know why. One of which is probably, I think there are apartments above the building now that probably are occupied by white tenants, non-Freedmen. So again, there's 2 pictures posted in the Jumbotron. If you care to see some of the infrastructure, they're up there. And I'll land my plane with that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Definitely appreciate you coming in as always and sharing some information with us. Definitely stick around if you have time. We're going to go to Miss Lisa. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hi, everybody. Hello, gods and herbs, kings and queens. I really don't have too much to say, but this is what I need to say. If we can't figure it out, what we stand for in this room, why do you think them white folks was going to take us seriously? It's so much confusion. So much misinformation. Information needs to be localized and put into a spot so people can do their research. Again, I said this before. The Tea Party started their own party and it took them 12 years to take over. Why can't us Freemen start our own political party? We have our own lobbyists and we get our own people in. But this right here, what's going on, if I didn't understand what's going on, I would think it's a bunch of niggas arguing and they don't know who they are and what they are. And whatever is set out for any agenda, I'm not saying it's one, they're winning. They're winning. They'll sit here and they'll listen to this room. These people can't agree if they Negroes or FBA or Freedman. Is that a political movement? Is this and that? I mean, last night we was disrespected from people from Canada and England. We was called bitches. We was called pygmies. We was called that we isn't a social structure. Nah, either we got to come together and get something going where it's something that is in the concrete, where it's no mistake about it. Because there's a lot of confusion in this room. There's a lot of confusion. And I'm wondering, like, is it being done? I'm not a suspicious person. I don't like to say ops and none of that. People in it who've heard me spoke never heard me said this. But I'm sitting here and I believe it's Black saying like, yo, like it's too much going on. It's too much confusion. And I'm wondering why. That's what I want to know. Why is it so much confusion on what we need to do for ourselves? Because if we don't know what to do with ourselves, things is going to continue like they are. I will land my plane. Good night, and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Miss Lisa. We definitely appreciate you coming in to speak. We definitely appreciate you coming in to speak. April, you up? You waited patiently. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, family. I don't know about patiently, but thank you. Peace, power, and reparations to the people. Where did the unverified Canadian go? He left, huh? Yeah. That motherfucker.
Yeah, well, he left.
Yeah, he was on plenty of stages talking, running his fucking mouth, right? The last space he had, I tried to get up. He ain't, because I'm coming to speak to you, nigga. Because I've been talking to your ass since last year, right? And so I got a real problem. You trying to act like all I did is I want to identify. No, nigga, you made public spaces and said that we were psyops, we were government psyops, that we were a hate group. You said ADOS, FBA, Freedman were hate groups, bro. You said that out your mouth. You stood on public stages and you allowed them to disrespect our women. You allowed people to lie on people. You was running around here saying that Tariq was the leader and that he was. No, you didn't just say you wanted to be called a Negro. We ain't dumb, stupid, or blind. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but he needs to shut the fuck up. And people need to stop allowing him to speak in our spaces. We are here because of him. What the fuck? And he conveniently leave. The unverified. You from South Carolina, that's not verified. That's not verified. Just because you can throw some names around and talk about some shit, how the fuck you talk about it exactly, Marcel? How do you talk about you from South Carolina and you don't acknowledge the Freedmen? You said they was a hate group. What are we doing? No. So I want to say this. Anyone who is having public debates and discussions about how our people, who are a broken people who are unpacking their trauma in real time, people who want to talk about how our people want to self-identify, who want to have that debate, is an entire op in Black August 2022. When we've already set the precedents that we are delineating, that we are figuring this shit out. Anybody wanting to debate that publicly is an op. It is an op. It has ended us here. People have stopped talking to each other because of this shit. This is not infighting. This is controlled chaos. This is a pattern of chaos. This is not infighting. Those on the ground doing work ain't fighting. Those that's really pulling up ain't fighting, right? It's Negroes who talking about, I just wanted to be called a Negro. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. He should not be allowed to speak in our spaces. His energy should not be around. This is spiritual, right? We say our ancestors are here, right? Okay, bet. You know the descendants of the ancestors who was turning your ancestors in, who was making sure they die. Their descendants are amongst us as well. Some of them probably in Canada calling their wife Afro-Latina. What the fuck are we doing? I'm confused. I can't, like, I can't even control my spirit right now because we're not safe. And people, this nigga said we was a hate group. He said every single one of us, FBA Adolf Freedman, he said you better not be calling yourself Freedman, but he talked about he hails from South Carolina. The fuck is the double talk? We need an ethnicity designation. There's literally people working on that. We know American Negro is important. It's why Obama removed it. It's why he removed it from our identification. We know that. We ain't dumb, stupid, blind, or none of that. This nigga talking about, go look, I just posted it, and you ain't even read the latest lineage rule in the AB 3121. It don't say nothing about Negro in that shit, you dumb fucking nigga. This shit is crazy. Ain't read none of the reparations. He don't know nothing that's going on with reparations on the ground. Nothing. Neither one of them people that was just up here talking about what we should do don't know nothing about what is being done. It is so many people who don't even sleep that are literally doing the work that they up here I investigated Negro land. The fuck does that have to do with reparations? What does it have to do with reparations? Nothing. Nothing. Talking about read this and read that. You ain't even read From Here to Equality. Oh, God, Sammy Davis said we should do this. No, he didn't. You dummy, right? You read one or two pieces, and now you think you know the whole 5,000-piece puzzle, and you got two pieces of the 5,000-piece puzzle, and you telling us to look at the big picture because you read 1-2 posted articles. My God. Shit, I know why he left. I know exactly why he left. He was sitting up, discrediting people, lying, slandering. He said we were a psyop family. This is controlled confusion, right? So I ain't confused. Most people doing the work ain't confused. People, what's happening is every few months, it's really happening. We're waking up our people. Our people are activating. We're waking up other lions. We fuck the sheep. We're waking up other lions. So every few 6, 8, 7, 8 weeks, we have this people who come in. It's the same pattern. The people say it's the same pattern, right? But now the new people that's coming in, the new people's coming in like people say, what the fuck is going on? I was excited that people talking about reparations, and now people want to talk about individual self-identity. They want to take people freedom, autonomy, and we're trying to liberate our people. Is you trying to liberate and repair your people, or are you trying to hold them down to what you think and feel because you read about Negro? loudly call myself an American Negro. I have been standing on that for almost my whole life. I love Negro. We want Negro. This nigga said in spaces, right? He made a space, a private space, right? Everybody come in, he kicking people out. So we come through the back door, nigga. It's never a private space in Twitter. I just want y'all to know, just because you feel like if you can come in through the back door, you won't even see us, and you talking about this a private space on Twitter. They record every space. They read your tweet before you tweet it. Ain't shit private on Twitter. The fuck is we doing, man? I'm so annoyed at the lack of discernment, the lack of going back, the going back and forth with somebody who called you a government psyop. Like, why would you have them on your like for real? And that's all of us. Like, this shit gotta stop. It gotta end. We are literally, there's $80 million some dollars out in these streets to undermine our work. People are paid to sit on this bitch, to be on for 24 hours, take showers, and still talk about shit. When the last time that nigga really talked about some reparations? That nigga holds spaces, creating scenarios, and putting people, baiting people into conversations. Stop talking to the ops. Anybody that is putting us against each other at this point, we should be repairing, we should be loving, we should be activating, we should be educating, we should be correcting in love. That means we don't have public corrections. The fuck? If you
April 30 seconds.
Okay.
No, 30 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap it up, April, so we can go ahead and move on. You there?
I landed this. Whatever you feel that we should be doing right now, whatever you suggest, then get started on it. If you make a suggestion, you start it. Don't say, I think we should be doing this. No, nigga, you go do it. All right, you feel like we need to write some legislation, go write the legislation and say, I think we need to do this. So I wrote this. Who's going to support it? Don't tell us what we need to do. Don't make a suggestion if you ain't going to start doing the work on the suggestion, right? So get the work or shut the fuck up. Don't tell us what we should be doing. We need to be doing this. No, do it then. Just you do it. Just do it. Thank you. I land there. Thank you for letting me.
Thank you.
I love y'all.
Thank you. I know you had to get that rant out a little bit, but thank you. We appreciate you coming in, April, and whatnot. I also want to say thank you to Miss Nita for the contribution on Cash App as well. Let's go ahead and keep the discussion going. Everybody's making some valid points. So I don't want to go ahead and I don't want to slow the momentum down anyway. So Moses 7, go ahead and unmute your mic. You got Moses 7, Yaya, Roy Rich, Davey, and then Cherie. And then we're gonna go ahead and like I said, we're gonna have to we still got some people requesting to come in, so we're gonna move some of you guys down once you go ahead and speak. So go ahead, Moses 7, if you're there.
Newstoter, thanks for the space. Shout out to Marcel, to Productions. Appreciate the space, good conversations. Look, me and April, we got into it last week, but after this, I'm wearing my hat right now. I'm literally taking my hat off. Shout out to April. That was some real shit. Real shit. And, let me get my input done into this conversation. Look, I thought we had ironed out this whole FBA Negro. Look, some dude was on there earlier, and he said something I like. He said, this is middle school stuff. This is really, anyone that's still doing that, man, we really got to start scratching our head. Like, yo, this is funny style. We already know Freedman is the legal representation. Negro is what we are. What's the problem? And anyone that's entertaining this conversation, you really have to reflect. What am I doing? I'm stalling the conversation by entertaining. Anyone that, just like April said, someone get on here and start behaving funny style, saying funny style thing. You just got to let them go. Don't give them the opportunity to spread their wings. This is not the clout. This is not the clout chase section. You want to do that? Go on TikTok and do your thing. This is not the clout chase. We are thinking over here. It's extremely important when people come on here and if they start saying funny stuff, do not let them linger on with their babble because it's detrimental to the conversation. It really is. I had a lot to say,
But April, she definitely came through. April, my bad. I take my hat off. I'm a person that like to keep it 100 to 1,000. I keep that shit kosher. So anyone talking about reparations, make sure you come correct or don't come at all. But just like you said, don't talk about it, be about it. I land. Thank you very much.
Before we go any further, we got a white supremacist up in the house named I thought I blocked him out. I see he's gone now. Named had blackface on Kane Kong or whatever. So I guess I blocked him and he's gone. So I was just gonna say, make sure you don't let this dude come up here so he can start spouting nonsense off. But definitely. And Stephen Johnson, I see that you up in the spot too as well, kind of easing back. So if you want to come up here and speak on it or whatever, I know that you have a lot of things to say about FBA and whatnot. And I did ask you if you want to come and do an interview on the Newstoter platform as well too. So if Stephen Johnson, if you up in the spot still, because I'm getting a lot of DMs, people letting me know that you up in the spot. If you up in the spot and you want to speak as well, by all means, come on up and request to speak. But on that note, let's go to Yaya. Yaya, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hold on real quick. Steven's just trying to identify that mysterious leader of FBA. Is it Sharif? Is it April? Is it Martin? He's trying to identify that leader. So Steven, you have your work cut out for you, buddy.
That's why I told him to come on up here. If he wants to come on up here, I see he's I've been getting DMs about him being up in the spot. So if you up in the spot, you want to be seen or heard or whatever, by all means, come on up here and grab the mic. Yaya, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Thank you. Thank you so much for rolling me the mic, and thank you to my entire family. And the only way you can be part of my family is to have your lineage. Done. Oh, canary. But does your lineage told everybody to go home? And if you didn't go home, if you snuck or whatever the fuck, or you couldn't go home and you was in my mama house, you might see my mother not as well kept as she was when she came up to the school to pick me up, because now you're in her fucking house. So you're going to see her in her robe. You're going to see her in her house shoes. You're going to see her in her rollers. You're going to see her cussing us out. You're going to see her before she get in the bath. You're going to see her after she get out the bath, because you in my motherfucking house and we're cleaning house. And I'm not ashamed of anything we have going on. We are the most sophisticated, intelligent human beings on the fucking planet. From right here, we are the brainchild. We are the philosophers. We are the creators. We are the education. Okay? We are the manners. So fuck everybody and what they see and how we do what we do. They can think it's chaos. They can think whatever the fuck they want to. But I know that out of modern civilization, we got out of slavery faster than anybody fucking else. And we did it with the most predatory beast on the fucking planet. And we're still living next to this motherfucker like a abused fucking partner. And we caressing this motherfucker, kicking him in his ass and digging in his pockets for our paperwork. Okay? Now, I don't know a lot like I am not. Believe me, I misspeak all the time, misspell shit in the Ovaltron, start a room with secure the vibe on purpose. On accident. See, I just fucked that up. I know that. But one thing I do fucking know is that we are the progress. No one moves without us. White women would still be barefoot in a kitchen with no baby in her belly if it wasn't for us. Her kids wouldn't have ate. They wouldn't have no constitution. They wouldn't know what democracy was. They wouldn't know what states were, and fucking none of this would fucking exist. That's why it exists right here. So they can say whatever the fuck they want to about us. We working this shit out. And if it happens on Twitter, and if it happens in a back page, and if it happens at a family barbecue, or whatever the fuck, however it happens, we fucking perfect while we do it. Oh, they're ghetto. Oh, they're arguing. Oh, all you guys do is fight and banner. You know what? You can think whatever you fuck you want to, but this is progress. How do I know it's progress? It's because we're not where we were in 2019. We're not today where we were in 2020. So I see progress. We're not where we were when I was born in 1969. So I see progress. Oh, you're ghetto. Call me ghetto. Call me hood rat. Call me a thug. Call me whatever the fuck you want to. Does your lineage work out? And I'm going to tell you something. We've been doing a lot of shit in these public spaces since fucking January. And niggas who came in here as farmers and nice guys with families. I don't know what happened, and it was good that I missed a lot of shit. But when I came back, I saw a fucking monster. A broken monster. A nigga that sounds like he's having a nervous breakdown or he's trying to be the next Jim Jones. I don't know. You pick who it is. He's either fucking broken and crazy, or he's trying to start a cult. Or Sister April came up here and said this is how they act when they doing government work. That's new to me. Shit. And I'm going to go with it because I know I see some bullshit. I know I saw Ari Farmer before I started to pull up. And then I left for a few days and I came back and I don't know who this nigga is or that nigga Chase or the bitches he has with him as co-hosts. Oh my God. Oh, Newstoter, I'm in your space. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to drop my mic. I'm going to drop my mic and we can move on to the next person. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I appreciate you still coming in, y'all as always. Like I say, I told him, I invited him to the space to let him know I was going to hold this tonight. I didn't want to make this personal. I know that a lot's been going on. Like I say, my space was the one a couple of weeks ago where we actually had the petition, talking about creating an online petition about changing from African American to Black American.
When the Japanese Americans got their reparations, what verbiage did they use? And when the Chinese Americans and the Jewish got theirs, because I only know them as Japanese, Jewish, and Chinese.
When it got down to the money, they started talking lineage. They said people who were in turn. They didn't say all Japanese because it's Jewish. But when I read the claims conference that was started in 1950, they still exist now, and they're still finding more people now. They don't ever really say the word Jew when it gets down to talking money. They cite the lineage, the experience. So that's why, y'all, we are on solid ground talking lineage. Because every precedent I've read, y'all, that's what they talk about. So we are in solid standing. It's like bulletproof.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. That cleared up a lot of stuff. And so it lets me know a lot of these arguments are like, for what?
No doubt. I appreciate you coming through, y'all. So thank you again. I'm going to, just for the trying to move things around, I'm going to drop you down to listener, but you can always come back up and raise your hand. I I see she's doing it, so I appreciate you, y'all. We got Roy Rich. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Roy, are you there? We'll give Roy a second just to come back up. And like I say, for some of you guys that's already been up and spoke, once you speak, I'm gonna go ahead and move some of you guys back down just in case we have some new speakers that want to speak. Roy, are you there? Roy, are you there? If Roy's not there, then we'll just go to Davey. Davey, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, what's good? I'm here, brother. I'm here. Man, sorry about that. I couldn't get on for nothing. I just want to say peace and blessings. I ain't gonna be too long because I know everybody got a lot to say. But I'm gonna say this. This is politics. This is what it's all about. And I know a lot of us get discouraged and upset and pissed off and mad, but trust me, this is what politics is all about. This is what it boils down to. If you go look at some of these other nations and how they talk, we doing good. We ain't killed nobody. Andrew Jackson killed somebody while he was doing politics. Stand back to back, walk 10 feet, and then fire. So we doing damn good. And we ain't gonna let these people get up under our skin. And I want to tell one of the sisters, because, she was on fire. I'm with you. Like you said, the Negro part was moved out by no other president but Barack Obama. So we all on good. We doing good, goddammit. Don't worry about nothing. And it's gonna be repetitious. Don't get discouraged. This is what goes with it. It's gonna people still don't know about Freedman, about ADOS or nothing else. I talk to them all the time. So you're going to have to just be repetitiously saying the same thing over and over. Brother, do you know? Sister, do you know? Are you aware? It's okay. That's what it's about. And they know what it's about. That's why they coming at us like that. If we wasn't doing something and heading somewhere, they wouldn't be coming all out the damn woodworks after us. And you're going to have the psyops or whatever they call. You're going to have those people. You're going to have the Uncle Ruckus. They coming. They come with the territory. So every now and then, just take you a little time off and do whatever it is you do to kick back, relax, relate, release, and come on back out and join the fight. And I ain't going to hold it up too long because I'm driving and I got to land my plane. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you. We definitely appreciate you stepping in tonight and speaking. For all of you in here, make sure you guys are following Newstoter. I want to say this before we go back to Davey. We support all these white-owned media platforms. We support CNN. We support Fox News. We support MSNBC, ABC, all the rest of them. Yet Newstoter is the largest curator of black news a day in America, curating from other black news media outlets, sources, black-owned newspapers, black bloggers, black female bloggers. So it would make sense for me is that when we tweet stuff out on Twitter, that you guys go ahead and reshare that. You go ahead and retweet it. You go ahead and like it. You go ahead and post a comment. But all that's good and fine too. But we actually need eyeballs on the content. That means we need visitors to the website daily. Any and everybody that's in this site right now, it would not kill you if you went to Newstoter for 30 seconds a day. Not a minute, not 2 minutes, not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, not 20 minutes. Go there 30 seconds a day and just go around the website and see what's up. That's all we ask. And we always talk about the white man and we make him into a boogeyman and we make him into a god amongst men and this and that. We always talk about not having businesses and this and that. Yet when we have our own platforms, our own voices, we will not support. We truly believe that the white ice is colder and better. So for all of you guys that's in here, because and let the white boys tell it, we in the woke era and everything else. We in the technical age and all this other stuff. You have the largest black-owned curation platform today in America. Please go out and support it. Visit it. 30 seconds a day, not a minute, not 2 minutes. All you gotta do is surf the site. So I surfed it for 30 seconds. Let me go back to the white-owned platforms that I'm in love with. That's all we gotta do. We want a voice behind the movement. You gotta support your people. On that note, I'm gonna go to Davey. Davey, go ahead and unmute your mic.
You man, what's good? He was good. Appreciate you, Newstoter, hosting the space. Keith was good, my bro. Marcel, man, shouts out to you, man. The epitome right now of what it means to be a candidate that has tangibles. You know what I'm saying? Keep on that push. I said last time we had this conversation. I said that this is about. They have 3 different meanings, 3 different movements, 3 different pushes, 3 different goals, 3 different solutions. You get what I'm saying? I feel like the most important fight that I feel like that is getting everybody mostly together is by doing your lineage and pushing for reparations. When it comes to reparations, you know, that is more so of a political government type of battle. When it comes to classification, that's a different type of battle. That self-identification, you can identify as whatever the fuck you want to. You get what I'm saying? But with those 3 separate things, like it still goes back down to money, power, and respect. Like, look at what order people put these in, see what their priorities are. It'll let you know how they're going to move when it comes down to achieving their goal. Or if they're just talking, you'll just see them in a whole bunch of different spaces just talking and have nothing tangible to prove how they are demanding tangibles. You get what I'm saying? So then from there, I feel like the most important question for me is like what are we gonna agree on? Is it chattel or is it chattel? Like, because that's the most confusing shit for me in this whole entire goddamn conversation, to keep it G. Like, I understand the differences between FBA. I know it's a movement, you know what I'm saying? A movement that represents lineage. Like, I know Negro was like Negroids, you get what I'm saying? Like, I know all of that shit. I know the history of Freedman, born and raised in Savannah, Georgia, you get what I'm saying? Like, all right. So like, for real, like, bro, if I hear Chattel one more time, bro, I think I'm gonna motherfucking snap. Because, like, that is the most Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and land. I just want y'all to know this is about 3 fucking different things: reparations, classification, or self-identification. If the majority of everybody in this room, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to wave your hand, we agree that reparations comes first. You get what I'm saying? And then reparations comes with a lot of the different classifications, so you can feel comfortable to self-identify as who you really are. You know what I'm saying? For those who are, I ain't even gonna say it. Yeah, for those, you get what I'm saying? For those people who have been less than their black selves, you get what I'm saying? Damn, man, bro. So is it like? Can I just get like a consensus on? Is it chattel? Like, am I supposed to be saying chattel when I'm round the streets? I'm out here talking about.
It's chattel, nigga. It's chattel. Chattel slavery.
Oh yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I don't know where Chattel was coming from. You know, down here where we are, we pronounce words a little differently too. But that was throwing me off a little too. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. So now that we got that, I think I'm good. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and keep listening. I support and represent all of the different movements, whether it's pull-ups, whether it's barbecues, whether it's training people for how to be politicians, whether it's for more people spreading more information, aggregating, whatever it's for, as long as it's for reparations and black empowerment first, bro, I'm with that. All the man, you can't beef with a chicken. I land.
No doubt. Appreciate you, David. Definitely appreciate you. Cherie, go ahead, Cherie. I know you've been waiting for a minute. Are you still here, Cherie? Go ahead and unmute your mic.
I am. God damn. Oh my God. I was waiting to come off of mute, nigga. I was like, you better not let another nigga talk until you let me get this shit off, nigga. Okay. Thank you, Newstoter. I appreciate your platform. Like, for real. And like he said, like, no, real talk, y'all. It takes nothing to make Newstoter.com one of your favorites and click on that bitch. Like, we click on all types of weird shit all day, every day. Like, that takes nothing. So let's go ahead and support our brother. He been, showing up since I've fucking met him. But I'm mad too that this nigga left the space. Fucking mad. I had my hand up since he was in here and he fucking skedaddled up out of here because I'm positive now that this is the same nigga that was on Clubhouse late last year that I ran this nigga up out the paint in the first 45 minutes of talking to him. Okay, because the ancestor was my nigga, no, this shit don't, no, this is not right. Negro land. What? No. And I identify as a Negro. I've had this shit in my profile forever as a U.S. Negro. But that does not mean that I'm going to start making spaces and trying to galvanize people and say, no, you see what these people are doing real work over here with Freedman and FBA and ADOS. We want to undermine all of that. No, this is a finesse. This is a fucking, this is a grip. Like, what? People are doing real work, nigga, every day. Every fucking day. So to do that, and you're literally not even invested in the outcome. You're not even in this state, bro. Like, I have no respect for nothing you're saying. You want to play these little games and soft block me, bitch? I hard blocked you, and that's where you're staying. Because my whole question that I was going to pose to him was he that same dude that I got about to paint put his fuck on Clubhouse? And aside from all the quote infighting, what is your fucking goal? What's your end goal? Are you really trying to put forth policy that has the term Negro on it? He's doing exactly what he did, which was come in, divert, distract, and then pivot. Because shout out to Sister Yaya and everybody else who's been committing themselves to pulling up this summer. This is what we're doing. We're really showing up in real life, okay? And when you have people that are not in our country who claim to be of our lineage but have not proven that, but are trying to detract and deter people from actually getting stuff done. I was in so many spaces over the past week where people were literally galvanized, talking about what they're going to do offline. You had these weird niggas coming up talking about Negro and, I just diverting. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? It was like a seizure in real time. It's very weird. But that's to divert our attention and get us off of what we're doing. So, with that being said, like I said before, whatever term we agree on, I'm with that shit. I like Negro, I do, but that's not the only term that we go by, and I will use every term to make sure that all of my people know that I'm talking to them when I'm putting information out. And these niggas that come up here that are not invested in our lineage, they not even in our country, like, please don't give them no more fucking energy, please. There's so many millions of us that we have to wake up. These niggas don't deserve our time. The only compassion I have for anybody on this planet is people of my lineage. Okay, so let's save that energy for the people that matters. Thank you, and I'll drop myself down.
My bad. So shout out to the family first. Freedman first. Reparations all day, every day. So this discussion, I don't know if anybody noticed. I think and a lot of us don't know this, but Johnny Cochran got a team of lawyers back in 1999, 2000, 2001 to discuss actually preparing to sue the U.S. reparations. If you look at it right now on Google, I'll talk about it. You can be able to put up a lot of history on it. And it's literally all the cases that he had. It was literally his own duty to
what steps they took for us legally. That's what we need to do. Anybody that come in this space that try to, do this, babble and, well, technically, we have to be classified as Negro and all this trying to sound smart shit. Nah, I mean, of course, those are the opposite. We can't trust those people. But I just want to give a shout out to my family out there. And if you in this space and you on the West Coast, if you in LA, I know it may sound like a reach, but it's something that his team, him and his, he had the top lawyers in the state of California getting ready to sue the U.S. corporation. So if we can figure out what was going on and how he had that blueprint, I think that might get us on to something. I know it may sound weird saying that, but I'm gonna just put it out there. I'm gonna land my mic right there.
Definitely, thank you for stepping up, Jason. I see that Black Native is no longer in the actual queue to speak, so we'll go to Montana. Is Montana still up in the spot? I see Montana. Okay, Montana, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's going on, family? Shout out to you, Newstoter. I think it's first time coming into space, and it's a great one. Marcel, Wani, Sonny. I mean, everybody, all the family in the room. Everybody. Hey, it's been a motherfucking bumpy couple months, ain't it? Hey, at this point and at this time, like I said earlier, we can motherfucking argue and figure this shit out on the way home from the bank. Can we do that, family? Can we all talk about, because we are not a monolith. It's never going to be one time where we're all going to agree to classify as one thing. That shit's never going to happen. Cherie, come on now. DC, come on now. Now, we never go, come on, we're not a monolith and the most beautiful lineage on this earth. That's why I love the term foundational Black American, because it encompasses, come on, I think it brings everything together. I learned about Freedman. Shout out to Marcel, shout out to Harriet, shout out to Vita Power, shout out to the Freedmen who were able to break down it as a political status. So when we come into these spaces, these conversations have already been had. Things have already been figured out. We already like, boom, we got that handled. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? If that's it, just come learn something. Let's be willing to learn, be willing to put all the bullshit aside. Let's learn, let's move forward. Now, what I put in the Jumbotron is some shit that I just learned, and that's what I want to bring to everybody. It's the Judgment Fund. And the Judgment Fund is an unlimited amount of money that is, and it goes for the U.S. Treasury to pay when the federal government, does a crime or something, charges against the federal government. That's what the Judgment Fund is. It's an unlimited amount of money, family, for charges against the federal government. So we should have our own Freedman section in the Judgment Fund where this money is coming out every year, you know what I'm saying? Boom, in the accounts. And let's move forward. And if you want to call yourself a Negro, if you want to call, because look, we got people that still that call themselves African Americans. So what you gonna do? You gonna be yelling at them folks? No, you a Negro. Man, them folks gonna look at you like you crazy, man. Come on, bro. Let's be real. And if we can't get this shit together, come on, man. Niggas is blood, niggas is crip, niggas is all types of shit, man. You think niggas go all come on, bro? No. But what we can do is we can get on code for something politically. We can come together for our motherfucking resources, for our children. We can come together to honor our ancestors. See, I believe we can do that shit. I don't even believe we all go get along, family. I just said this shit earlier. My daddy get on my goddamn nerves. I love that nigga to death, man. That nigga get on my fucking nerves. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's just is what it is. We got family members arguing over all types of shit. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We are rebuilding our family structures right now. We're going through enough right now. Doing your lineage is enough right now. Reading these stories, that shit is enough right now for us to be bickering about some bullshit. So like I say, man, let's be moving forward. Let's be willing to learn. Let's be willing to lead and love. You know what I'm saying? And just look at somebody by the fruits of their work at this point. We like to get on this motherfucker and go hard. I don't give a damn. I might go in and pack up some folks and shit like that. But if you consistently about chaos, consistently about bullshit, you got to get out the paint. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's about learning, it's about teaching, it's about moving forward, it's about galvanizing, it's about pulling up, it's about meeting with the people in your local area, it's about building with the people, it's about practicing these economics, family. Can we do that? Can we practice it? Can we start doing business and relationships behind our motherfucking language and our fucking culture? Can we really do that? Let's start doing that. All that other bullshit is some other shit. So I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna land. I'm finna go and eat my motherfucking food and lay it down with my little boy. But I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the family. I appreciate this space. Let's motherfucking move forward from this point forward.
Definitely. Appreciate you, Montana. Definitely appreciate you coming in to speak tonight. Yeah, and I believe this is maybe the first time you've been in the Newstoter space. So definitely, I've been in a few spaces that you guys have had and stuff. So definitely go ahead. You get a chance and come back in if you get a chance, man. I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely tapping in every day, man. Like that, man. Y'all do that. Everybody tap in, man. Let's show our support. Put your money, put your efforts behind what the fuck we talk about.
No doubt, brother. Definitely appreciate that. So we got my man Lord Abba up in the spot. Lord Abba, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace. What's going on, fam? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you good.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, brother, for hosting the space. Shout out to everybody in the room. I looked at the headline and I wanted to come in and share that a few weeks ago I had put together what I call the unity meeting, right? We take this thing offline, off Twitter, and we just have a behind the scenes build. Get this stuff off of our chest because, you know, Brother Montana, I think it's time for us to move as a monolith. I think those of us that are freedmen in this country, or whatever term you choose to identify, I don't believe that we are used to moving as a monolith. And I think, and I could be wrong, right? I'm not right about everything, you know, prior to what people may think, or what I may even think sometimes. But the purpose of that bill was to get that process rolling, because at the end of the day, we are one. We are one family bearing one national name, and that's American at the end of the day. And our ancestors built this place. We've been citizens of this place since day one. Since America formed itself as a country, we've been citizens in at least 5 northern states while our ancestors were enslaved in the South. We touch on this ad nauseum on our Be the Power platform. We pull up the descent of Justice Curtis and Justice McLean in the Dred Scott case to show the research that they presented, which killed Chief Justice Taney's racist dictum in that Scott versus Sanford Supreme Court case. You know, so I think it's time for us to start moving as a monolith. And I just want to put it out there to the brothers, right? I want to, you know, we did a unity meeting the last time. It was more of a healing meeting. You know, we could get a lot of the stuff off our chest that plagues us. And I was shocked. There was like 60, 70 people that showed up, man. And it was love. I felt love at the end of that. And I want to do it again. But this time, I just want to talk to the brothers, sisters. I don't want y'all to get offended. I just think it's time for the men to have a conversation among ourselves about moving forward and leadership in this space. And I'm going to urge the sisters to do the same thing, have an offline meeting so we could get, you know, a lot of the beefs and all of the stuff that ails our unity out in the open so we could start healing, you know, that ailment. Because we are, whether you accept it or not, leaders in this space. That's why we're here, right? No matter who likes who, we could find ourselves on a neutral platform like this, and all of us are on the same stage together, because deep down inside, we got a love for our people. We have a unquenchable love for our people. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I know that I could speak for myself, and I know that I could see that in a lot of my family that's on this stage, whether we agree or disagree, whether we speak or don't speak, all of that is inconsequential to me. Are we on the same highway driving towards the same destination? And I believe that many of us are. So I just want to put that out there to the brothers, man. The next meeting, I'll put the information out soon. I don't know if it's going to be this Sunday. If it's not this Sunday, it'll be next Sunday. I just want to build with the bros, and I'm going to urge the sisters to do the same exact thing, man. And I love you all, man. Don't ever get that twisted. I'm just a big brother. That's all. Y'all know how big brothers can get sometimes. So I just wanted to say that and say peace to everybody.
Peace. So y'all, if y'all haven't, Lord Albert, give a shout out to your YouTube channel. Let everybody know where they can they can subscribe. But
oh yeah, honors, man. Be the Power is our YouTube channel. We have another YouTube channel. It's called BTP Media Group. People just starting from scratch. If y'all want to come build with the family and speak about putting some type of segments together so we can start consolidating our news and our political commentary, our frustrations, etc., we have a channel that we're opening up for the family. Just hit me up, man. Let's build, man.
Yeah, I was going to say what's good, Naeem. I was going to say if you could get the Be the Power fam to come up to Newstoter, because, you know, we are the most educated, you know what I mean, news on a black website right now as far as black media. And we got some of our technical brothers out there that I'm trying to pull together under the wing to say, hey, look, you know, let's fall back from the Twitter and all the social medias and let's build up a type of hub where we can take, you know, it doesn't matter if it's Newstoter type productions, Marcel for Congress, Black Apple, I see you up there, brother. Was good. And just bring it under one roof. So we definitely with that for sure. So whatever we got to do to connect the dots, let's make that happen.
Yeah, let's build offline, bro. I think we should have a build offline. I'm gonna send you my number. I should be free tomorrow, and let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. We can definitely do that.
And no doubt. You just put your website or whatever in the Jumbotron, if that's okay with you, Newstoter.
What's that? I'm sorry, Marcel. I didn't hear you.
I was saying, can I even just put like their website, United Sons of Daughters and Freedman? Because a lot of people like to ask, how do I get involved? How do I get involved? Like when I was on the campaign track, I asked that so many times, and I'm not an organizer. You know, I'm a good mouthpiece. I say I'm good at beating the drum, but I'm not always a good organizer. I'm fine, but people, we need like a catalyst for people to say, you go to them, they'll help you. So if they can put in the Jumbotron and Newstoter, I got some good news for you. You need to check your DMs. There's some big news, and I want you to be first to get it. But we'll talk about that later too.
No doubt. Appreciate that, Marcel.
I got you, Marcel, and I'm gonna put that in there now. Peace, man.
And if you guys look at the Jumbotron, like Lord Albert said, they have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, but we have way less than that. We building it up. We got like a little bit under 300. So if everybody in here went ahead and subscribed to the Newstoter YouTube channel right now, when it's over with, we have that right to Jumbotron.
Please, y'all. Let's take us 30 seconds. No Newstoter. You got to catch us. I'm a teacher. I know how people are. You got to catch people when you have their attention. I used to do it with my high school kids. Do it now. You know, y'all, it's like almost 500 of us in here. What is it going to take from us to sign up for Newstoter's channel on YouTube? Is it your bio?
Yeah, it's in the bio too. It's in the bio.
I'll do that. I'm doing it now. Y'all, it ain't gonna take nothing from us. Some of us
really lying about that. He is not lying, and I'm gonna also add the actual newsletter, the link to the newsletter as well in there too, so you guys can get a chance. When you get a chance, I'll have the actual link to the newsletter, and I'll tweet it out after the actual after the Twitter Spaces. So
I'm subscribed already. I didn't know that. Okay, I've been subscribed.
Yeah, Marcel, I think you already subscribed.
Yeah, y'all definitely gotta hit that newstoter.com, y'all. Go to that .com, man, please, y'all. Cause not to cut y'all brothers off, but go hit that newstoter.com. It got everything in one place that you will ever need for the rest of the day. You ain't gotta be skipping around no apps, YouTubes, or all that other stuff. If you just go to the newstoter.com, you could go to Newstoter from to his YouTube from there. Go to his Twitter. You go to the Facebook. We got a Black Culture Newsroom over on Facebook. We need people to come pile up in there too. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be the most aggregated news for Black media. Because remember, nobody was reporting on Buffalo except us.
And let me give a shout out to Tima and Shantae for also contributing on Cash App. And like I said, we got the newsletter also in the Jumbotron to the far left. So if you guys, all you got to do is go to the website, click that link, and it'll take you right to the page where you can subscribe to our newsletter. So one day, in case we have one of these social media sites say, you know what, I'm going to ban your black ass, we can still actually have contact with one another. You got the website, and you can also be emailed on news coming out and whatnot. So we need to be able to, but depend on our own sources of information and stuff. So on that note, let me go ahead and kick it back to Black Alpha Network.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Hey, much respect, Newstoter. Much respect, Brother Marcel. Everybody in the room. All my foundational Black Americans. Everybody in the same place. And by the way, y'all make sure y'all follow him on Twitter as well. And follow his YouTube channel. Make sure you follow. Eventually work itself out. I tell this to people all the time. You got to remember. 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was the African Americans. We talking about the same thing. We all hate when you see somebody argue but arguing on what we gonna call it, because we know what it is. Let's get past all that red tape. Let's skip over all of that. If we going to the bank, we going to get the money. I don't care if you hop, skip, and jump there. You may walk, I may ride. You may be in a Ferrari, I may be in a truck. It don't matter. Are we going to the same destination? Do we have the same exact end game? The end game for us is Black empowerment, foundational Black American empowerment, and getting to the money, getting reparation, and getting our just due. So if that's the case, then everybody understands. Let's move as a unit. We don't have to all be holding hands. We ain't no cheerleaders. We ain't got to hold arms and kick legs. We ain't got to do none of that. But if we're all on the same page and we're galvanized and we're mobilized, then we're going to make things happen. We got issues within our own family members. Brother was saying earlier, I don't remember who said it, but some people may not even have the same vibe with their own family members. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that you're not family. You're still family. I got a brother right now. Me and my brother may argue left, right, sideways, but you ain't gonna run up on him. You ain't gonna check them. You ain't gonna say nothing out of line, because then you're gonna have to deal with us. That's what we see as a family. FBA is united. Let's get this straight. All we're having is some discourse and some discussions, because we live in a very tense situation. We're living in Black empowerment through this white supremacist anti-Black oppression. So yeah, things is gonna get rough. Things is gonna get messy. We're gonna have some feud. We're gonna have some fighting. We're gonna fall, but we're gonna get back up. We're gonna dust ourselves off. We're gonna get to the money too. And everybody has to put that in their mind. You gotta lock that in. I support everybody in here. I mean, Newstoter, my brother Kid, Marcel, Naheem. If you look at me, anybody who knows Black Alpha Network, I pride myself on being one of the people that everybody rocks with. You look at all my followers, some of them are beefing with each other. It does not matter, because I understand we all on the same page. You got a bunch of people who are like the pillars in the community, and you talking about the tops, and you talking about the middle, and you talking about people who are just on the in and out. But it does not matter as long as we're on the same page and you got the same beliefs. Judge folks by their action. Judge them by their actions. If you talk Black empowerment, watch what they say, watch what they do, watch how they move. The people will decide every single thing. Dr. Huey P. Newton, he said it best. He said the people will prevail, and whatever is the issues that we have, the internal strain, it will all be worked out. Contradiction is the ruling principle of the universe. There will always be somebody going left. Ruling principle of the universe. There will always be somebody going left. Let's just move as one. It's a family tree. Tree's got multiple, different branches on it. You got Black folks who are from, California on the West Coast, you got black folks who are from the East Coast. Me and Brother Marcel, we down here in the South. You got folks from the Midwest. You got foundational black Americans who travel all through this world. But at the end of the day, we mob as a unit. We move as one. And that's what's most important. Terminologies and everything, I promise y'all, family, feel me now. The terminologies will work themselves out. You go back to the civil rights era. You had the Deacons of Defense. You had the Nation of Islam. You had the Black Panther Party for self-defense. All of these groups existed at the same exact time, and history will prevail, and the people will choose. If Freedman is the term that the people in the collective decide to be, then that's what will happen. Foundational black Americans, you see where it is. The thing is that we got a lot of intruders and a lot of people who have no right being here, but we understand the game that they're playing, saying we should say this, or it's my way or the highway. Then we understand that's somebody who's not really with the best interests of the community. So whatever they're saying with their words isn't matching the action. So that's why we need to regulate those folks, remove those people, and base everybody on the truth and the real thing. Once we do that, I'm telling you, everything's going to be fine. So I appreciate Brother Toter for putting this together. This is real. This is FBA United, Black American United, real sincere. On my YouTube channel, I say Certified Black Society, and that means you're real about it. You're not counterfeit. You're not phony. You're not fake. You're not fraud. You're real to the core. This is what we all got to do. Follow everybody in here. This is how we do. We need to collaborate. We need to work together. Everybody's DMs is open. Work. You can say anything you want. You can call yourself anything. You can say anything you want as long as you get in the work done. Let's get the work done and let's judge it off the work, the names, the labels, the times, the dates. Will all work themselves out as long as we're on. A bunch of ignorant fews. We got the luxury of learning about that stuff. We got the luxury of not making those mistakes. That's the beauty of living in this era today. If there's ever been a time where you should be happy and proud to be a foundational black American, we wanted to call each other different names. Or we was close to getting the money, but we had a couple of small petty differences. Petty stuff and little small differences are not going to stop our reparations claim. They're not going to stop us getting real justice. They're not going to stop black empowerment. And if anybody out there thinks that they're going to derail us based on some pettiness, we're going to be dropping some of them motherfuckers. Trust me when I tell you that shit. Straight up and down. So let's stay focused on the real. Let's get to the money. And anybody who violates, we're going to demonstrate. And with that said, you guys follow everybody in the room. I represent somebody that everybody get along with. I got followers left and right. Half these people in this room follow me, and I follow them. Whether they get along with each other, it does not matter. Black Ops Network, I'm always open to everybody. Any issue you got, any problem you have, hit me up. I'll post it. I'll tweet it. I'll talk about it on my YouTube channel. And if two people got beefs, we'll put them together. So I appreciate Newstoter for putting this together.
Fuck up, please. Please stop. Please. I'm sick of this.
Shut up.
Who in the hell? Who in the hell is that?
Well,
Hey, who was that?
We're going to keep it moving. Black Alpha, please continue. I'm not even going to feed the ignorance.
Hey, she made my point. Hey, thanks. I should send you a bottle of champagne, but you can wash down your pills with it because it sounds like you need to take your medicine. Anyway, she just made my point. I appreciate it, homegirl. That's the point right there. People like that right there who, what time? It's 10:39 out here on the East Coast. She probably should have took her medicine about 7:39, but she's a little late with it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's okay, man. We praise her. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why don't have kids with somebody that you don't want to have kids with, man. They end up all fucked up. But anyway, straight to the point. Y'all stay good. Don't let nobody like that. When we talking unity, when we talking about being together, don't let nobody like that happen. The universe works in mysterious ways. The reason why she came up and said that bullshit right now while we all in this space, permeating and radiating good energy is to show us and give us an example of the people we need to deal with, the people we don't need to deal with, who we need to build with, and who we need to put on the corner like it's trash day. So everybody stand up. Much love. Salute from the Black Alpha Network. Hit me up. Let's build. Let's work. Let's shine. Let's grind. One love, everybody.
Thank you, Black Alpha. Let me tell you, some of these people, some of these women, you send them a bottle of champagne, that'll probably be the hardest thing they've ever touched. And that's all I'm going to say right there. The hardest thing they've ever felt. Let me all say this too, though, by the way. I forgot my point you were making. Damn, I forgot because that threw me off. But
everybody just be together or whatever he was saying. Everybody subscribe to everybody. Everybody follow each other. Go ahead, Marcel.
Yeah, definitely follow Black Alpha Network as well. Black Alpha Network puts out great content, so definitely go ahead and follow Black Alpha Network, everybody.
No,
and let me give a shout out to my girl April also for her Cash App donation. So April, I don't know if you're still up in the spot or whatnot, but if you are, I want to say thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to say he made a point that I don't think enough of us appreciate that we're actually living probably in one of the best times to be a Black American. We always because I think it's an American thing. America is a very nostalgic country. I don't know why. Let's talk about that later. But we know why. But we actually are living in one of the what a time to be alive and to be a Black American. We're delineating. It's almost like something was asleep among us, and somehow it's waking up, and they're trying to put it back to sleep. And I'm gonna land with this. I find it interesting that Naeem came up here and did the unity meeting. And the meeting did go well. There was some bumps and bruises. That's what happens to get a lot of people in a certain place. But the moment we leave the meeting and we talk about the same topic, about names, this thing happens with this American Negro thing and secret sect. It's like, so something, these things are not by coincidence. That's all I'm going to say. But the fact that they're trying to really cause confusion in this unity, and they are really coming at us, show that they know we're coming to get our check, and we almost at the door.
Yeah, facts on that, Marcel. Wasn't sure who wanted to go next. I see a lot of new speakers. Let's get Sister Dawn up here real quick.
Ooh, Hashi Square Lolota, Gradai Bubby. Thanks for pushing me ahead. I wanted to be included in the Kumbaya too. I attended the Unity meeting, and I just want to be a testimony. I just want to bear witness that the love was flowing. And as a matter of fact, I am happy to say that I invited President Naeem Way of United Sons and Daughters to testify before my little group, which included about 6 of the commissioners from One High Point Commission Reparations Task Force. And oh my God, he did an excellent job, and he understood the assignment as I knew he would. And definitely have to give all props to Be the Powers for their research and their scholarship in really helping us to reclaim this Freedman designation, because if you are out here and start to delve into politics, you start to understand the beauty of it, the leverage that is in that raceless, genderless classification, so to speak. And so he did an excellent job. Going to have him come back and come before the research subcommittee, and then ultimately give expert witness testimony on, more specifically on North Carolina Freedman. And so I'm really excited about that we, I feel like Montana said, I judge people by their works. I'm really happy to see the direction. We're all coming in the obviousness of, how strong our case is, especially, and I really do strongly believe in the Freedman designation. But just the way everything is coming together, like we're saying, everything's going to work itself out. The power is always in the people, and we have been asleep. And you see that also when you start to get more involved. You're like, wow, we're not even here, which is, in a way, a good thing, because when we do get involved, I just saw Nordas pull up in LA. What a sight to see. So, yeah, things are changing. The direction is shifting. It's the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment, and it is a good time to be a Black American Negro Freedman. And, yeah, thanks for the time.
I lost track of who was where. Who was the last person that just spoke?
That was Dawn.
That was who? I'm sorry.
Dawn.
Okay. The Negro Land, Sunny, CRDA. Let Negro Land go ahead and speak next.
Peace and reparations, Newstoter, Marcel, of course, hi, family. Good night to everyone. I just want to say this. I am not totally convinced that we should be all under the same title. I am not convinced. Why? Because I believe Black Americans, we're all different types of flavors under different types of titles. We're different. I've heard Montana say this. I've been saying this for the last 3 days. I've been in Jake's space saying this. We are not a monolith when it comes to stuff like that. When I see FBA, when I see American Indian, American Negro, some people may see that and think divisiveness. That actually puts a smile on my face. Because I know at the end of the day.
Hey, not to cut you off real quick, but Marcel and DJ, y'all hold it down for 1 second. I got to do something real quick, so y'all hold it down for one.
Yeah, go ahead and handle the business, brother. We figured you was doing what you was doing. Go ahead and handle the business.
Go ahead and finish it up. I'm sorry.
Okay, so no. What I'm saying is, when I see those titles, at the end of the day, these are I see those as my people, no matter what title you're under. You know, so, and I believe, you know, and again, but when it comes to being a monolith, when we talk about the word monolith, I do think in times we need to be a monolith, especially when it's time to go for those reparations. We need to be a monolith, maybe under one name, like Marcel said maybe Freedman may be a good name, but there are times when we do need to be a monolith, but there are times when we're not. And I think this is okay. We need to look at these names and start being okay with it. I'm looking at it a different point of view about it. I love it. I'm a Gemini, so I don't know. I like things mixed up a little bit, and I like to see us in different. It doesn't, to me, again, you're my family. It does not matter. And when it comes to these titles, we got to remember that sometimes, again, some of y'all have heard me say this before. It is a personal thing. I will say this. If you look at my profile, I have my 6th great grandmother, which was enslaved, but on the same lineage, my 4th great grandmother was found murdered in woods, most likely by white supremacists coming from my family, and her title was Negro. So, and then I have other people in my family in my lineage that I saw in the paperwork that was titled Colored and Negro. So there's you start to see where people are starting to be connected with certain titles, and that's okay. And that's okay. You know, it's a personal thing. Words and titles, they're energy and they're spiritual, and they're your identity. So we gotta be careful when we start talking about.
It's confusing.
Well, let him finish. Let him finish, please.
I get that, but I'm gonna tell you, whoever said that, I'm gonna tell you, people, have you ever asked anybody, why are you titling yourself like that? And most likely, if you do ask that person, if they're gonna be truthful, it's gonna come down to something personal to them. I get that it can be confusing, but again, I think that sometimes when it comes to something very important, like reparations, then yes, I think that we should start to be like this monolith and say, this is what because that's what we're gonna do. That's what we need to do to get those reparations. Be like titled like Marcel said, be Freedman or something like. Then that's what we do. But after that, we need to start respecting everyone's title. That's all I'm saying. It's fine. You are my family. It does not matter. We need to get over these titles. Just let it go. Let's just let it go. And I'll end it.
Okay. So, pretty much, I was I thought, first of all, y'all, I'm back to this now. Please sign that petition to hold Twitter accountable. We already see YouTube's with the BS. I heard that Jason's Black main channel, I believe I read, they shut it down or they suspended it or something like that. So YouTube's doing it. We know Twitter's going to do it. I have put the petition in the space. I was, sometimes we got to take a break from something. But we have almost now, how many people are in here now? Almost 500 people in here. Come on, y'all. Please just click on the petition. It takes 40 seconds to fill it out. Now, to your point, Negro Man, I thought I was going to disagree with you. But what you're pretty much saying is kind of what we've been saying. Freedman is the term that has precedent. It's already recognized by our government. Like, we have actually received policy underneath the term Freedman. So, as far as legislation goes, that term already has precedent. If somebody wants to write legislation and give us another name, that will be, kind of reinventing the wheel. We don't have to. Socially, however, if a person wants to call themselves, the 15 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, he can do that. This is America. If people want to use the social term FBA, which is really just a way to say you are a descendant of an American slave or the people who built the nation, that can be used if people, but there's something you mentioned that I do need to correct. Negro, colored, those are racial designations. Freedman is a political classification. If you want to stretch it, you could say an ethnicity, but it's a political classification. Freedmen, all the freedmen were either Negro or colored or black. So I just wanted to say that.
Okay, and definitely, I definitely do.
DJ, I thought you wanted to go.
Yeah. No, I'm just, here to do the tech work. You and Newstoter got the talking points. I'm just the tech man. But just getting the Jumbotron. Thank you, brother, to myself for saying that. Just getting the Jumbotron real quick. Yeah, sign that petition. I do believe I signed that change.org petition. But, I'm on some technical shit. I think change.org is another website. We're going to have to sue them. Real shit, bro.
They throttle our support.
Yeah, well, it's not even so much of the support. They throttle because we have to understand all this technical stuff and not to, switch the talking points. We don't own none of this stuff. That's why I was saying we're trying to build our own thing. Brother Naeem Way is what, right? We need to build our own stuff. They're throttling hashtags and keywords, Black, Freedman, ADOS, reparations, Marcel for Congress. That's what they're throttling. So when, you see that type of stuff, they're not going to allow that. And plus, the whole situation with that FBA, ADOS, whoever the hell wrote that, that's been up there for 2 years. And they only had 1,500 signatures, if even that, or 1,000, whatever it was, before we even collectively noticed the damn thing. You see what I'm saying? So that shit wasn't going nowhere anyway, but still reported as such. But we're going to have to come together and do some type of mass lawsuit, you know what I mean, against all these social media platforms, or to find any type of Facebook video that if you're friends with a black person, Black American, and they would tell you like, yeah, I've had all my stuff knocked off of Facebook for talking black stuff or talking what we're talking, reparations, black justice, unity, yada, yada, yada. We're being shadow banned. And, ever since we had that first Secure the Tribe Newstoter space, man, everything has been effed up. People coming up here like, yo, I can't get up here, yada, yada, yada. So that's why I be, hey, look, get with me in the background. Like Marcel Naeem Way said, if you know somebody that knows something, I'm a technical person. Y'all can call me, hit me up. You can search me out. I'm on the web. You can call me straight up, 202 number. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, look, I'll teach you how to optimize your phone. So that way, when you come up to the Twitter space, you ain't got to hear Tariq say your phone janky. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, whoever want to speak, Marcel, you got control of the room. I'm working in the background.
Okay. And y'all, be patient with me because I may have to cue wrong, but I think it's CR.
Hey, any money mo.
Okay, CR, you got it. CRDACO, you got it. CR, copper skin, you got it.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, this your boy CR, aka Copper with the Chopper. Shout out to Auntie Yaya for dubbing me that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the family first and foremost, man. I love y'all, and I'm glad we finally having this discussion because it's been long overdue. Because it's all this splitting and fracturing amongst us. Excuse me, this car passing by. But it's all this fracturing amongst us that's really just causing this divide when all of us in the background trying to get this pull up together. You heard me? Because I'm in Oklahoma. And I'm out here standing up for the people in this state, even though I'm not a local, but I'm native to America, and this is my people. So I'm going to stump for them regardless to where I'm at, whether I'm at home in Oklahoma, fucking Washington State, fucking North Dakota. I don't give a fuck where I'm at. As long as I know I'm Black American, FBA, Negro, colored, mulatto, goddamn, whatever the fuck they wanted to reclassify. Excuse my language. Shout out to Newstoter. I don't mean to be cussing on your platform, brother. I want to send you your respects, and I appreciate you doing the work that you do. But this right here is one of those type of subjects that really, like, it irked the nerve with me because I had to get into a space with Brother Irie after that whole op space because I didn't even get into it because it didn't rub my soul right. You feel me? Like, I'm like, where was this coming from? Because I be in the spaces and it all the information is so liberating, but it at the same time it was causing a wedge between what we got going on and what we trying to do. Shout out to the sister April for really breaking that shit down because she really like clarified what I was trying to iterate in that situation. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever moniker we want to go under, what the fuck is you doing for this movement to make it move forward? Like, period. Because this is what we trying to do. We out here stomping. And we is not letting up. We trying to make this shit a goal for our fucking people because it's been too long that we've been going through this bullshit. I'm getting into arguments with my own fucking parents right now behind this bullshit of them voting blue no matter who, trying to wake them up no matter how much I shake them, slap them across the face, throw water, whatever analogy you want to use to wake your people up. I'm doing everything I fucking can on my front to make this shit go. And I'm the only nigga. But we the only three out here that's really trying to make some shit move. And I hope y'all doing the same thing in y'all respective states. I don't give a fuck if you not from there or not, nigga. What is you doing for our people? Just like that nigga who I had to tell Brother Marcel about earlier that was in our spaces that Bino had to check. Shout out to him too, because he a rider. Had to check that nigga and let him know, like, bro, you sitting there talking about all this money your people making. What the fuck is y'all doing to contribute to the cause? Is you trying to wake your people up? You want to sit here talking about the next nigga hating on you? Nigga, you trying to perpetuate.
Sorry, that was an accident. I was hitting the emoji and accident to mute. Unmute Copper Skin, please. Copper, you have to unmute.
I'm sorry. Where was that when you cut me off?
You were saying
I
about
was running it.
Someone came in Vino's space and I guess must have said
something. Okay, I got you.
Like that.
Now, I was saying that brother that I had shot you a message about earlier that was sharing shit in the fucking Jumbotron. He was in the space with us earlier, and he was on some divisive type shit, because all he doing is boasting, talking about what his people done accomplished. Well, what the fuck is your people doing to help us? Like, you sitting there talking about niggas hating on you. You got this, you got that. Well, nigga, what the fuck is you doing to help us? If you got 100 acres, why the fuck you ain't got a couple towns on that fucking acreage? Since you got 100 acres, your family got 100 million, you know what I'm saying? Why the fuck you ain't got your peoples on the land trying to make this shit?
Real quick, if we could let's like lighten up a little bit on the family.
Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. I apologize to the family. I'm a little charged up. I've been drinking. I'm high. Y'all know me. I'm the cousin with the weed. Top with the copper. Yee! I'll let your boy. New Orleans in the building. But yeah, I'm sorry, family. I'm gonna clean up my language, but that's just how real it get when people try to come in here and deter us from what we trying to accomplish as a unity. Like, that's another thing that brings me to another point. I want to share with the whole family, regardless of wherever you are in the city, hit me in the back channels, and I will share this information with this gun club that is nationwide, black owned, verified. I didn't talk to these people. They are moving on the same day as we are planning to do it, as a majority of the people that's doing the pull-up is trying to go for on the 24th. So, and they're calling it the Unity Walk. So, Brother Alba, whatever his name was, I know he changed it, but they're going by the Unity Walk, which is kind of similar to the name that he's using, but they're going under the same moniker and demands that we're going under, which is reparation, delineation, and immigration. But a few of the talking points that we're coming with that is new to them. So it's shedding light to more of our people, our fellow Black Americans and sisters around the country. And this is really like spreading that network that we need to have amongst our people to spread that unity amongst us. Because this shit right here, I'm sorry, I'm cussing again. Forgive me. This movement right here, if we could unify with these brothers and sisters that's already organizing on a day that we're planning to work towards, you know what that could do for us in this movement? That will provide the security that our people need, because these folks are trained. They have training sessions weekly. So if you want that information, send it, hit me up in the DMs and I can shoot you that information. Personally, I can even post it. I could post the website in the Jumbotron, but I have to get off the phone to talk from talking to send it to everybody. So y'all could go to the website and check them out, see if you're willing to sign up or whatnot. They're stationed in Texas, but they're nationwide, and they're already prepared for a unity walk on September 24th, 2022 of this year. And they're pushing for reparations, which is the main goal that we're pushing for ourselves, being the grassroots on Twitter. They're not even connected to us. But I just happened to run into these brothers through a mutual partner that I grew up with out here in Oklahoma City. And Coinky, they talking about the same thing we talking about. And I also got into with another brother that's in the Freemasonry out here, and they're talking about the same thing we're talking about. So guess what I did? I sent him that information, because the more people we galvanize that we know is of our lineage is the way we move forward. And to kind of backpedal into what I was, with the title of the room is, with handling these issues with all this division. I had popped into that space after they had the whole op space, because I'm an observer. I listen. I always think who, what, when, where, how, and why to a situation. I take the information in, I reevaluate, and then I process and move forward. I saw what was going on, and it wasn't nothing but another way to try and divide us more than what we already are. You're saying what we is as a people, what we know we was classified as, but it's just another way to put a wedge in between us, because all it's doing is splitting us up as a people. But I also told them that if they was to come to the city, shout out to April Shaw, sorry about the music in the background. Shout out to Sister April Showers for setting up the city and being able to be verified, because she helped me get back to the census that I needed to get to for my people, for me to be verified, to make sure my family is on the reparations. And throughout my journey of discovering my lineage, I also saw Negro, colored, mulatto, Indian, Black. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen no fucking African Americans. I don't know where they got that from. I'm sorry for cussing. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna land my plan. But I'm gonna end with this. At the end of the day, no matter what Monica we want to go under, long as we are verified back to the census that has been officiated by California standards, which is what need to be the standard that we all go by, regardless of how we change up the literature to fit us and our respective states, to make sure that it only includes us. We got to make sure that our people is in the knowing. And I'm out here stomping every day. I'm calling City Hall. I'm calling the urban leagues. I'm calling all the little Black historical spots around this city to make sure that our people is in the knowing. I talk to everybody I know. My voice is strained right now just from all the talking I've been doing. And this ain't even on Twitter. I'm out here stomping for our people, because I want all of us to know. I don't even care if I know you. Hey, if you look like me, I'm going to get to talking to you, and we're going to chop it up, and I'm going to pick your brain and see if you one of us or not. And I'm going to make sure that you in the knowing. And once we get our flyers and everything, I'm really going to hit the ground running. So make sure you hit up your barber shops, your local churches. Make sure you go to all of the Black-owned businesses that you know, whether in person or on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever social media platform you use, family. Make sure that you check into your people, because we all know somebody that got some kind of business going. I'm an Arab electrician company in New Orleans, but I'm in Oklahoma making sure that my people's out here is waking up to what's going on because the movement is coming. Are you awake to make sure you on a boat to catch that ride? And it's all lineage based.
Bro, you a coward. Don't never try to flame me in front of all these people. Boy, you's a coward.
Who am I flaming?
Don't worry. Let's go. Conference can go ahead and land, please. Let's go ahead and land.
Yeah, go. And who was that was just talking?
That was A-lister.
That was me.
A-lister, you don't get a chance to respond. You need to.
I'm just saying, homeboy.
No, hey, you will get a chance, but we gotta.
Hold on. We're gonna keep it respectful as much as possible in here. Yeah. Copper Skin, go ahead, because you've been kind of going for a minute. I just got back, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to move this around, and we're going to be closing it out shortly. I do apologize for actually taking a break. I had to actually, my air conditioner went out, so I'm here in Florida, so it's hot as hell. But Copper Skin, go ahead and close it now, so we can go ahead and move to the next speakers, because we're going to be closing the room out shortly. You can go ahead and land your plane.
Give it a second. Sometimes when the mics get muted like that, it takes a second for on their side to come back up or whatever.
We have to unmute Copper.
Oh shit, my bad, fam. But yeah, hey, listen, no disrespect to you, brother, but at the end of the day, dog, when you got the boasting about what your family accomplished and shit, that's all good and dandy, bro. But what is you doing for our movement, nigga? Just because you got money, don't mean that you.
I was getting the check.
Look. No, listen, fam.
Copper, just
listen. Hold on. Yeah, Copper Skin, you finna go ahead and close it out. Then we're gonna go because I don't even know the order of things. Like I say, I was actually gone for a second. So go ahead and close it out in 20 seconds, bro. So we can go ahead and move around because we still got a few hands out because then we're going to be closing the space out. We're going to try to get to who we can, and then we're going to be closing the space down. So go ahead in 20 seconds and land that plane. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Big dog. I don't even need that much time. But to the brother that I was bringing up earlier, bro, I know you back in here, but what you was talking about, I understand what your family accomplished. Kudos to you, but like what they were saying earlier, what are you doing to help us? Like, I understand what you achieved, but like, your achievements don't mean nothing if you ain't stopping for shit. No, nigga, there ain't no hating, nigga. Like how the fuck you figure it's hating?
Okay,
all right, listen. Yeah, please. And who is that keep interrupting, man? Come on, let's show some discipline in here.
So
Marcel,
that was the issue earlier, but I'll land with that just saying that, like, bro, you was boasting about your family, but you still didn't.
Bro, okay,
I'm done.
Thank you. Okay, I think it's Tommy, and Tommy. I think it's Tommy, right? Or is it Sir Major?
It's the other person.
I think it's you, Tommy. Oh, it's Sir Major. Sir Major, you?
It's the other person.
Oh, Tommy, you go ahead then, Sir Major. Tommy, you there?
Nah, they not because I don't see them in my mind. So go ahead, Sir Major.
Okay, Sir Major, you got it. Then it's Rella.
All right, I'll keep it quick to the point. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Obviously, people do care because they showed up. Shout out to the host, Newstoter, and the co-host. Appreciate the work that you all do. Your labor is not unnoticed. I am a movement person. I've been doing movement work for a long time. I grew up on this. My biological cousin is John Conyers. I was adopted. My uncle is Supreme Court Justice Alan Page, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, Hall of Famer, and he's been on the Supreme Court in Minnesota. My mother is Twyla Page, longtime activist in the Ohio area. My areas of expertise are around social justice work, police brutality, government reform, government corruption, abuse, fraud, and waste. Those are things that I care about and I'm very passionate about. And also reparations. My style of getting things done is what made me be the person that I am today. My life experiences are what made me who I am. understand what it is to work and get things done in a movement. When you're in the movement, it's not about you or another person. It is about the collective and achieving the overall objective and mission. One thing that I strive to do is make sure that I'm not doing anything that would potentially compromise the work of others, this movement, and this body of work. I recognize that this movement is bigger than all of us. What I'll say is, since joining this clubhouse space or these spaces, folks are clicked up. And when you become clicked up and you have your own little organizations inside the movement, not organizations, but cliques inside of the movement, that alone is what drives the vision. Because it becomes us versus them. I've seen a lot of things that I have not said. There are some things that I have spoken of. I've always been a peacekeeper to the best of my ability to keep peace. What I'll say is this. We may not always agree on everything. You may not agree with my working style, and that's fine. You may not like me, and that's okay. But you shouldn't go out trying to intentionally sabotage people's work, undermining their effort, or trying to sabotage the movement by trying to deliberately turn other people against each other. And there's a lot of that that's been happening. There's a lot of that that's happening. If people are going to have their cliques or their crews, make sure that there's some level of integrity and an accountability team. So I think there was a recommendation I made the other day, Newstoter and Marcel, that if this is going to be the movement for reparations, that there should be a council put in place that deals with conflict resolution. This is real work, and we are closer to getting reparations than we have ever been. 30 years ago, my biological cousin, John Conyers, kicked this off in Congress. And I would hate to see this movement get slowed down because of personality issues. Every one of us has a different type of personality. Some of us are A-type, some of us are alpha male, some of us are beta. We all play different positions and have different working styles. But what we shouldn't try to do is throw each other by the wayside because we don't like the way something is said or we don't like someone's personality. I wanted to yield with this. To Newstoter and Marcel, I challenge you all, Sonny and Mel, I challenge you all to create a conflict resolution team that will help resolve issues amongst the tribes or the group of people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Major. That's something definitely worth looking at. Like I said, I appreciate the work that you also do in the community and whatnot. I know that you're an activist and you do as well. And thank you for coming in tonight and just supporting content. And that's something that we all can look into. Marcel and everybody, you as well. With you being an actual activist and stuff, so that's something that we can all look into possibly doing and whatnot. So definitely,
thank you.
Trust me when I say, even at close to 12 o'clock at night, it's still damn 80-some degrees.
Yeah, it's hot. It's still like 78 something degrees here in South Carolina. So I know it's where you are too. Rella.
It's hot as hell.
It's 80 degrees here in Jersey. Trust me, it ain't no different. But I know that Florida humidity and muggy weather is a beast, man.
But it's very humid here, so.
Yes.
Rella,
yes.
yeah.
Marcel, you got control, Colston. I'm just here working the chat and the tech support in the background. Try to check your DM, dog. But y'all two got it, dog. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yep, Rella.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm here. So, how are you? Thank you for having the space, Newstoter, Keith, Marcel. There's something about a gentleman that knows how to cover uplift and recognize, I think, our contributions as well as the contributions of have a lot of answers for a lot of the questions and concerns that were brought up, as well as other organizations like American, the Sons and Daughters of Freedman. And I think that all of us should be in the lane of wanting to get into that purpose. And it sounds like we are. So the arguments are really minute to me, because you can't have an argument by yourself. I think I was in a space with the gentleman that was bringing up the American Negro conversation, and he asked me how did I identify and what did my birth certificate say. And I immediately, in defense, was like, well, it's African American, right? And regardless of whether or not you like that term or not, because you had people who went on a huge campaign against the chairman of the California Task Force, Camilla Moore, in regards to her position on African American. If you are not clear on historical references in different eras of time, which talk about the different classifications of our people, then you need to do further study so that you do not fall into the trap of having to argue with someone. And I think Black Alpha said it best, about the same person or the same people. I think having the conversation about federal legislation, state legislation, local legislation, and laws, you can speak about that in a particular way when you're actually using different classifications that were used historically for your own family. As you know, a lot of the young ladies are women who are doing supporting genealogy and helping to guide people to organizations within their state that offer genealogy work for free, and are also all over the United States. You just need to tap in. And, I don't get to the point where I have to have a all-out drag fight with people because, I'm involved in my state and my city organizations about things that are going to hit Virginia. So if you're in Virginia or DC, Maryland area, definitely I would love to link up for us to get some work done. I'm already a part of a big, if you haven't heard of CAP, look into CAP. That's Capital Accountability, who is a sister of NAASD. They're also the Thomas Boach Black History Committee, and Montpelier is also going through some things. So again, I think the argument is not about individual or family achievement. It's about recognizing all of us in the grand scheme of reparation. Have a position on how you think the money should be given to us, but I too have my own, as well as people that I'm attached to, how things might be, and maybe we can link up and have a conversation in regards to that. I agree with Naeem that, us as freedmen, women, Negro American, African American, FBA, however you want to define yourself, should link up and have the discussion on how we also want to nurture and mature the conversation. we are just as much as important into this fight as our brothers are in covering us in this fight, as we are to uphold their backs in this fight. And so I leave it at that in saying that please follow NAASD. Go pull up the report. Negro was never admitted, never not admitted in the report. It is actually in the report, and I got that directly from the horse's mouth. If you do not know Friday Jones, Chad Boogie, and a lot of C-Jack, they have the information. So the confusion I think the gentleman had earlier, I think he came off the mic, Captain, he said this is all confusing. I agree with you. It can be a lot if you don't just start with your family and you don't just start with, the things that you can pick up like books, list of the books and people that you need to probably hear from. Sandy Darity's information is all on YouTube. Dr. Thomas Kramer is all on YouTube. We have a lot of wonderful and beautiful, brilliant minds on YouTube who have channels that you can hear from, and just start investing yourself in that. I do understand that Stephen is in the room and that his name comes up a lot because of the spaces him and Luke have had. Unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about people who believe we all need to come together and ignore delineation. I think at this point, it's not about fighting you. It's about standing up for history. And I don't have to fight anyone who has immigrant parents. I just have to stand on my square on history. And that's what I choose to do. And that's where I land my plane. And that's the advice I have. So I do believe Sir Major has something with what his comment is, to have a conflict resolution, but maybe having that discussion outside of social media in the background to develop that culture and behavior amongst each other will give us a better way of providing grace when we run into people who maybe are on a different level of knowledge and getting into this work. So that's my advice. Again, this is Sister Rella. Thank you so much to all the sunflowers in the room. You guys definitely provide so much energy. And remember to be that energy to someone else. That is the purpose of a sunflower. And if you are from North America and you are of this lineage, you are a sunflower. So anyway, peace, love, and reparations. And I land my plane.
DJS, Tima, Nita, Shantae, and DJ, thank you all. Thank you all. We're going to try to go ahead and get the questions done a little bit quicker. So we're going to try to give y'all 2 minutes to go ahead and go ahead and say what you got to say, because there's still some hands up. So we're going to be trying to end this soon. I know Black Native, you were in here earlier. You had your hand up, but you end up getting lost in the matrix. I don't know, did you ever get a chance to speak? If not, then I'm going to go ahead and let you go now, because you were up way earlier.
I don't think she got a chance to speak. So
okay,
Black Native, you got it.
Yeah. You go ahead, Black Native.
Thank you, Newstoter. Thank you, Marcel. Thank you for hosting this space, which was very well needed. I'm going to be brief. I was on the phone with a brother that I used to do activist work with in 2019. What we did was we went into the communities, strictly Black American communities, door to door, asking what were the concerns of our people. And the main thing was gentrification at that time. I don't even think reparations was even being spoken of. We went from Black business to Black business. We hit the barbershops. We hit the beauty salons. We hit anything that was Black owned in the state of North Carolina. We were in there. So I hit him up this morning, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I used to work for Neo Philanthropy. It's based out in New York. They have $214 million in grants to give away. So I hit him up this morning. I said, "What's going on, brother? What you doing?" And
he's still working with the company. He told me he is now going out to different plants, like chicken plants and warehouses, where they're underpaying our people and abusing Black Americans. So I asked him, did you know anything about the reparations? What's going on Twitter? He was like, no. Now this is a brother that's an activist. He's in the militia, and I was like, let me hit him up. So he didn't even know anything about. He knew a little bit about it, but he didn't really know a lot. So I was giving him the 411. I said, go ahead and open up a Twitter. He went and opened up a Twitter. I said, get in these spaces and hear what we're talking about. He also told me about a woman that's in Chicago, who's one of the head of the reparations. I don't know if it's a task force. I don't know if anybody ever heard of her. Lucretia Burst.
Lucretia, yeah.
You know who
Lucretia.
she is?
Yes,
So
I know a lot of us know her, Lucretia, yes.
Okay, so he told me she's supposed to be emailing me because I said I need help. I said I can't do this by myself in North Carolina. And so he told me about her. He's supposed to be sending her my information, and we're supposed to connect. I just followed her on Twitter, and I was just going through her page while y'all were talking to see what she was about. And I said, we have congressmen up here, we have lawyers up here, we have a slew of people from all over this, to all Black American-owned businesses, because a lot of people in the neighborhoods don't even probably know what we doing up here. And I'm gonna land my plane on that. Thank you for letting me speak.
No doubt. Appreciate you, sister. Appreciate you. Who was up next to speak? Would it be Booby, Moses, Free, R. Kelly? Which one? I'm not sure because, like I said, I've been gone for a minute. So,
Tommy, are you there? I guess Tommy's no longer in the room. So the next person, I know Moses was up here first, but I'm just gonna go to Booby because Booby hasn't spoken yet and Moses spoken. But Booby, you go ahead.
Appreciate that, brother Marcel. What's the deal? Newstoter. But peace to the tribe and to the FBA family. And just real quick, for me, unity is overrated. You know what I mean? For me, and I say that because I'm not. And when I say that, I'm not saying that we don't need to unite with each other or work together or whatever. But when it comes to that, we all the world type shit, we all just gotta hold hands and kumbaya. I don't think that we really need to do that because there's always been differences, and some people just got their own motives and own feelings towards shit. So I just feel like we don't really have to be we all the world. We just gotta really coexist. You know what I mean? And complement each other. And when I say compliment, like the whole Irish situation, when I told him like, look, if you want to hold the American Negro house down, that's cool. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it because that's part of our lineage. Like it's on my paper. I'm not pushing back against that. I'm a Negro. But at the same time, when you're trying to undercut the momentum that we got over here, that's when the problem kicks in. So it's plenty, different tribes since the beginning of the time. It's always been that. It's always been that shit. You need to move like the military. It's plenty branches, Marines, Navy, Army, all that shit. But they all got one goal. So I see us as the same as that. Like, so, we just got to know how to coexist and complement each other when we need to. And not undercut each other's momentum and shit like that, family. So that's really where I'm at with it. So that's why I say unity is overrated. Not saying we don't need to unite, but we don't got to be we all the world type shit at all. We just got to coexist and complement each other when need be, especially in this dynamic we in with reparations and shit. So that's why I'm at with it, though, family. Peace
Do no harm. Do no harm.
Right, and I'm with you. To be around them all the time and agree with go everywhere they go and agree with everything they say, like we coexist. And sometimes that's good enough for family. Hey, Indy, I'm sending you an invitation to come up. I can't bring you up. You have to accept the invitation. I'm sending it to you again. If it's not appearing on your screen, you may have to leave. If you don't know how Twitter goes, just to let you know.
Let me also thank Nakia for Moses. You there?
All right. Moses not there apparently. So is it Ani or Saru? Ani, are you there? Hey, hold on. Elista, Elite, are you going to speak or?
Hey, Mr. Law, you can.
No, it's Ani. You got it.
All right, peace. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I would just want to say in law, mainly in law, that we get the lineage right. I just had a conference out here in South Carolina, and we're galvanizing lawyers. And I was asking them about, what foundational Black American, or whether we're using American Negro. I'm going through all of these terms. And he's a graduate of the Council of the Indigenous Bar for law. So he knows the indigenous terms used in law that covers us all. And he said that the first term that we're known as in law is actually American Indian. He said, and he showed me the transcripts of different, it's called the Congressional Globe. Today it's called the Congressional Records, in which they called Negroid people American Indians on this land. Now, he said we can identify whatever we want to identify with today, which I am for FBA, but he said that it's important for us to get it right in law. So I'm just, I think we need to speak to more lawyers in these spaces and get the law thing correct. I understand that Freedman is a political term that Marcel says. I also asked about Freedman. He said there is legislation with Freedman in it, so we know that's correct. But we just need to get that right. I feel like it's important. And I'll land my plane with saying that with all of this Twitter and all of this other stuff, what's up with Black Planet? That's FBA. I feel like that's an FBA brother that created that. Do we need to go back to Black Planet? Do we need to have a space about that? Because I'm just saying, if that's just sitting around and that's a hub for us, maybe we need to go back in there and rejuvenate that area and get that going again, because it's going to be hard to reboot something that somebody doesn't know about. So I'll land with that.
Well, I know I still got my black PhDs in me in my computer technology class with X-Men comic on the screen. So I'm ready to reactivate that 2001 page. But there's also 60net too. I signed up. I've been meeting the post on there. And so, yeah, the 60net, and they verified the rules. 60net, yep. And they verified blackness.
I'll just say this one more thing. Black Planet was the first social media website ever.
Yeah, I don't know why they like Facebook was, because it sure wasn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what we use, because at the end of the day, we don't own the servers the website is being hosted on. So that right there is really the real problem. It doesn't matter if it's a black face attached to the website. You don't own the server. You know what I'm saying? And if whoever is the server host, they could gain access and give government access if something were to happen, like, a murder or something, or robbery, or rape, or, you know what I'm saying, was committed. You know what I mean?
Encrypt it, though, can't you? Encryption can help with that, right?
Yeah, but encryption is one thing that the site is already encrypted because it's coming from a server host like GoDaddy or what is it, Wix.com, and what's the other free one? I forgot the name of it, but those are server hosts. So you could build your website on their server. You see that? You don't own the actual server where it's located somewhere in California, somewhere overseas, somewhere in South America, where your website was created on and is housed on. Same thing with Facebook. Majority of the Facebook information is housed either in Silicon Valley or another part, or half of it might be housed somewhere over in Italy, buried underground. Nobody even know about it. So until we able to build our own server, which is very easy and it's very cheap, we don't own anything. And our own network too, because you gotta have a network in order to run it. So therefore, meaning we talking satellites, landline connection like a phone or fiber optic, which Verizon does. Until we own all that, which is a part of our Black majority state. Shout out to Big Bro, Black majority state, Black homeland, state power. This is why we trying to build our Black America homeland, so that way we can aggregate.
Yep.
Thank you for letting me have the room, and thank you for hosting this again. I know I spoke earlier. One of the things that I want to bring everybody's attention, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Professor, just to let you know, make it 2 minutes or under.
Okay, 2 minutes under. I just want to say we don't always have to agree on everything, and we're not going to have unity on everything. But one of the things that I can say about other groups, they don't have unity on everything, but they're able to come together when it's necessary. They get on one accord, and they make things happen for themselves. For us, it's like we can't come together when it's a necessity. And reparations, I think all of us can agree, it's a necessity for all of us. It's very important to all of us. And we can't seem to even get on one accord for trying to deal with this issue. And one of the things that I remember reading about when Japanese were trying to get their reparations, it's amazing how Black people were even involved in that. We helped them to get their reparations. Something that we should be doing our due diligence right now to help ourselves. If there are other groups that's trying to help us to get what we're supposed to get. I'd like to hear somebody speak on.
Jewish groups who support us in reparations, but their support to me is insufficient. You got the money, you have the resources, you should be getting your people organized to say, you're not getting our vote if my Black American brothers and sisters don't get their reparations. So some people would point to some of the Japanese groups who support reparations, some Jewish groups who do. And what's that lady's name? What's her name? She's supposed to be a comedian. Man, what's her name? I think her and 50 Cent used to date or something like that. Chelsea. No, Chelsea.
Chelsea Handler. Chancellor and the white lady.
Yeah, Chelsea Handler. She started a white woman or white Karen for reparation. So there are groups out there, but it's not en masse yet. So there are some groups out there, people from other racial ethnic groups. The HR 40, and because sometimes they don't know any better, and that's what always put in front of them. But there are some groups out there. I'll let you look them up and judge them for yourself. I think a lot of them are woefully insufficient, and they're just doing it just a virtue signal to me.
Thank you, Marcel. I will. I'm gonna go out there and look for these different groups to see what they're talking about, see if they are legit and really are serious about helping our cause.
We're gonna probably take two or three more at the most speakers for the night. So we're gonna be closing this out soon. I see Cadillac got his hand up, and this is to the room here because I see we got somebody requesting that everybody knows that wants to speak in here. Do y'all want to hear from T.S. Giselle tonight?
Please.
Oh my
God.
No.
Okay. See, T.S. The folks, the people is folks. So last night you tried to get on at the end. And it wasn't. I told you we was having a serious discussion, another serious discussion. Now, when we have something like a clown show or whatever, I'll go ahead and I'll let you get on now. But we talking about grown up stuff tonight, so not tonight.
You want some attention? Look in the mirror. That's good. You stay in the mirror. You get all the attention you need. Just stay at that mirror. Until you get all the attention you need. That's it. No, nobody got time for that tonight.
Cadillac, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, I'm going to try to speak. Clearly, because I know sometimes I be speaking in words.
Trolls or not, so we'll take a chance and see what's up. But we'll go ahead and we'll take a couple more speakers. Those, if you want to speak, go ahead and raise your hand. We're gonna go ahead and let you speak, and we'll go ahead and let those who want to speak, because we had quite a few people that wanted to speak early. So if you guys want to say something else and speak, now is the time, or we'll be closing the spot out in a second. B1 Badass, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Peace to everybody in the room.
Hey, Indy, I'm sorry, real quick. I'm sorry, B1. Indy, just hit the microphone button, and if not, you got to leave Twitter, close all your apps, and come back in and try that. I'm trying to bring you up.
B1, everybody. I just wanted to make a quick statement, probably a little bit off topic, but it was about the pull-up thing and out here in Glendale. I'm in Los Angeles. I went kind of the later hours. If anybody wants to just DM me, because when we do something like that, especially in a place like Glendale in the Valley, we can't show up 20 deep, because they just went to that dude's podcast, the No Jumper podcast, 50 deep. So I just wanted to say, if you guys, somebody hit me up, just like, let's kind of be a little smarter about this. We can't go down to those people who try to slaughter you down there.
No doubt, no doubt. Somebody said something, I couldn't hear.
What you mean, B1? What you mean by that?
What I mean is, so the day yesterday, before today, the same people they were going against, they went to that.
Yeah, I know about that, but what are you saying about us showing up? Like, what are you saying? I was not able to read between the lines. So what are you saying?
I was just saying, if we go down there, we need to go more than 20 feet. When I drove down there today, yeah, that's all I was saying, because in that area, there's not a lot of black people in that area, and
already been talk on their side of them coming to counter protest. Now, the people that are coming to counter protest, which they did today, will be a lot of Hispanic gang members, the same people that showed up with Homeboy at the No Jumper podcast. I just want to say, like, when we do this stuff with these people down here, we really need to have our head on a swivel. That's all.
Okay, so we need to be showing up, y'all. We can't just be talking on Twitter, and then the day comes, we decide just to stay in bed and just say, oh, someone else is going to do it. We have a big problem with what I like to call the bystander effect. where we just kind of say, okay, someone else will do it, so I'm just going to stand back and read about it later on. No, we have to show up.
Some people just love to talk on this app. I'm trying to tell you.
But hold on, B1 Badass, because I'm not even understanding what you're saying either. So you talk about the no jumper white homie who pulled up 20 deep to his spot.
So the American Cholo dude, he came with not 20, he came with about 50 to 60 Southsider Mexicans with him to that podcast. So if you see the podcast and he's talking, that's why the black dude was kind of shaking in his boots a little bit, buck dancing, because he was surrounded by 50 Mexicans that they pulled up in there. That's what I was trying to say. So
okay. But hold on a second. You see, this is when we talk about the context, terminology purposes. Most folks probably don't even know who No Jumper Podcast is. You feel what I'm saying? Let's start there because he's white. Most of our folks ain't going over there. I don't go over there. And I'm in this entertainment stuff. I stay away from that type of stuff. So with that being said, you got to be a little bit more with the context of it. But go ahead, though, bro.
Okay, well, for those who don't know, the No Jumper Podcast, basically the podcast that Tariq was just on, talking to Adam 22. Adam 22 was there. They were there not trying to press us, but I think it would have probably went there. They were there trying to basically bully Adam into taking the video down. Our only statement I was trying to make is if we go there, we can't put ourselves in danger showing up 10 deep. And they were already talking about counter-protesting. You know, that's all I was saying.
Okay, so with that being said, nobody fear American Cholo. You know who is retarded ass is too. So with that being said, you know, he could roll up. The nigga could have 1,000 niggas over there. You feel what I'm saying? None of them niggas want to fight black Americans, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like on some straight one-on-one. Y'all already know what time it is because I'm from Newark, New Jersey, bro. We used to beat these niggas the fuck up. So he could have 50 niggas over there. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nobody fearing that. And if the nigga that was shaking in his boots, he wasn't a real nigga because you would have been ready to roll on them niggas. All 50 of them. You feel what I'm saying? I've been jumped before. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be logical about that. We ain't fearing nobody. That's why we delineate. So they trying to scare us because you rolled over there with 50 cholos. Nobody give a fuck about that.
The fact that you had to get 50 shows that you ain't nothing to be afraid of because you were so big and bad, you've been there by yourself. So please, ain't nobody thinking about them. We ain't scared of them. Head on the swivel. No, they better keep their head on the swivel.
Facts. You know what I mean? And then, just to yield my plane, not even to butt in about the stuff. I'm just, over here working the chat or whatever the case be. If you go over to Brother Phil from the African Diaspora News Network, he got about 4 videos on American Cholo. It's just straight jealousy. They jealous of black Americans. FBA, ADOS, they jealous of Tariq Nasheed because he could come up here and pop his shit and call him janky and all his other stuff and bust jokes on him on Adam's podcast. Adam ain't gonna take that shit down because he know if Tariq Porter put the word out, hey yo, none of y'all black celebrities go over there to No Jumper Podcast, niggas will stop. Most niggas will stop because nobody really fuck with Vlad no more. Because niggas say, hey yo, don't fuck with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? We just going over there because, like Brother Tyler said, we think the white ice is colder. Why we ain't going over to our own black celebrity shows? The hell we giving Adam all the fucking credit for? That's why I don't watch that shit. You know what I mean? And it ain't no disrespect to him. I got white homies, and I got Mexican, El Salvador homies. I'm from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Nobody fear American Cholo. If you go listen to what American Cholo be saying on his own podcast, American Cholo, he just jealous of black people. It's just really that simple, yo.
That's exactly what it is. I just wanted to say, though, I'm going to let it go. Adam, in the interview, if any of you guys watched it, Adam was more on cold than the black dude. Adam really did not want to, he was telling American Cholo and the little essay dude he brought on that he wasn't going to take it down. He shouldn't have been calling him a coon, whether what kind of context it is. Adam was on cold, but the black dude just kept on pressing and pressing. And I looked him up. He's supposed to be from out here, but he's really not. He got a Hispanic girlfriend, so you just gotta watch these damn coons and shit, man.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Brother Tyler fell into the into the matrix, I guess. Yeah, Tyler, if you can hear just all on one your phone, but don't boost it up. Just hit the RAM button on it or whatever. It should be good. You know what I mean? In real time. I don't think it will close the space. It might knock your phone off or knock this Twitter out or whatever, but you didn't physically close the space out. So try to come right back up here and hop back up in here or whatever the case be. But Hey, yeah, go ahead. Hey, Marcel, if you want to take the room over, you know, you got him over here working the background. You know what I mean? I think A-Lister might have been up next. And yeah, we hear you. Be one badass, but, you know, screw American Cholo. Nobody care about him, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I got Mexicans right on my block, dog. They know what it is. Give me 2 tacos. Bring no chicken, man.
Okay, Reggie, you got it. Reggie, you have to unmute your microphone. Okay. It is 8. Oh, A-Lister Elite left. No, so y'all, that's it. We went through the queue.
He said, "Give me 2 tacos." I'm dead.
Real talk, I'll be at the poppy spots. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a motherfucking sandwich. I'll be at the black nigga spots. I'll be at the motherfucking, well, I don't be at the Asian spots no more. Y'all already know what it is with that shit. But, you know, shout out to the brown niggas. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Shout out to Jamaican niggas. We fuck with each other up here, but we delineating at the same time because we've always been segregated out here on the East Coast. You feel what I'm saying? I just fuck with my day one motherfuckers. That's all.
Okay, y'all. We've gone
I guess. Yeah, I guess, you know, Marcel, you got the room. Go ahead, man. You know what I mean? Whoever want to speak or whoever want to come up. You know what I mean? I see Sister Rella coming back up here.
Okay. Well, I'm about to go.
Being from Inglewood, California, understanding the gang culture, I will say this. You better start invoking ICE and your federal government to demand protection around yourself. I am from the family of, I might not have all of the firepower right now, but I know who has firepower. And so if the American Cholo is not an American, you let ICE and your federal government sort that out. You don't put yourself in harm's way. I'm not saying you can't show up, but if you don't have any type of people in your background that's part of the mafia, gangs who actually do move and do take care of things and can actually go to bat against the cartel, because you don't know who those people are tied to, you better invoke the federal government, which is the biggest gang in the United States, on your behalf as an American citizen. So showing up at somewhere, putting yourself in harm, is foolish. I'm not saying it wasn't right and it's not in good intentions, but I've said this before. Good intentions pave the way to hell. There is a saying about that. And you cannot make poor decisions by ending your life when we all need each other here to do this work. That means do not put yourself in no harm's way for somebody committing domestic terrorism, cyber terrorism online. I had a guy come in my DM and told me to stop tagging the feds, stop tagging the department, the U.S. Department, the U.S. Criminal Department, and all the other federal departments like FEMA and things like that. And I told him why. And he goes, well, because you might put us all in harm's way. Excuse me, I'm an American citizen. And if immigrants want to come over here and commit domestic and cyber terrorism on my watch, guess who I need to invoke? I need to invoke my rights and protections. That means the federal government and ICE and Homeland Security need to be investigating the American Cholo and all the people that he had pull up. Some of y'all need to get smarter about how you move. And this is real talk. This is not back in the day, and half of us do not have the people that we probably had back then. Folks is laying 6 feet under. This is not a game. Do not play with them people, and you know you have family to go back to. You better call ICE if something comes up and you have to, and they want to re-protest or what have you. You invoke your state and local government, and you tell them to go down there because we have some illegals committing domestic terrorism, and I'm afraid for my life. You start using that right back on them. Do you understand? You don't get in fight over words.
Thank you for that, Rella.
You're welcome.
B1, go ahead. B1, go ahead.
Yeah, I totally understand what she's saying, but let me make this pretty clear. I'm from Compton,
And in LA, the difference between LA and in South Central and places like Glendale and East LA, you do have a lot of Mexicans who are not illegal. You have a lot of generational Hispanics there that's been there since the 20s up to the 30s, 40s, 50s. You do in those particular areas. Now, the messed up part about it is they are in clique with the California government. That's the fucked up part. Marcel said that.
Hey, B1 Badass, apologies, brother. Todd, the phone is really messing up, and we usually close around this time anyway. So I'm going to start a space, and we could continue on over there because there's some things we got to do. But if you possibly I'll let you come up on my space and close it as a a gift to you. But we're gonna let Sister April Showers have the last 2 minutes because Todd got to go to sleep. Brother got to work in the morning, and plus his phone, he can't even come back up here, so he got to end it. All right. So for sure, appreciate you, big dog. So April Showers, go ahead, big sis.
Thank you. This was definitely a great space. A lot was said, should have been learned, and hopefully it resonated with a lot of people that were here. The only click is lineage, right? And that's part of the problem, is that people are trying to create cliques. People want to be liked for the movement. That's the problem, right? And some people in this lineage, right, are holding people accountable, are vetting people, are educating people, are politically motivating people. Everything is needed. Everyone is needed. Everyone learns differently. We are literally unpacking our trauma in real time. Everyone responds differently. Everyone. Right, to actually work with and love with. People when we talk to them that are going to be confused. Oh shit, excuse me, Totter. Right? Like it's crazy. All of our energies here. Fanny is here. Ida is here. Callie is here. Everybody is here. So it's all different types of energy. Some are going to be fighting. Get used to it. Some people are going to literally going to actually be wordsmiths and can shut stuff down with their words. Get used to it. It ain't your lane. It's nobody's responsibility. Who are you to tell people how they should actually move and how they should actually deal with the things that they're learning as they unpack their real trauma and they learn what happened to those of their lineage for hundreds of years? We don't have that right to tell people how they should respond or how they should fight or shouldn't fight or get involved in. We don't have that right. Find the people who are moving in your progress. Find the people in your lane. Work with those people, right? If this is not good for you, then cool. Do something else. To think that we're all going to be best friends is crazy. And that's what a lot of people think. They think we're supposed to be best friends. We're supposed to be kumbaya and we're all going to do the same thing and we're all going to think the same way. That's not realistic. It's impractical and it has severe lack of emotional intelligence. To think that we're all going to do the same thing. We're not. if you really have studied our history, if you have really have studied civil rights, if you have really studied the Black Panthers, then you would know that there were several things happening simultaneously. And everybody wasn't doing the same thing. Everybody wasn't on the same page. Everybody was not aligned. But the movement was bigger than it all, right? How you feel about somebody because of a personality clash has nothing to do with the movement. When you are invoking drama and all extra stuff in our movement, then yes, you're a problem and you should be held accountable for that. And we should be open to correcting love as well as being corrected in love, because some of us will miss that. It's okay. You're not perfect. You're unpacking real trauma. You're actually responding to things based on your journey in this world of Black exhaustion. We're all going to do things differently. We really have to learn how to respect that, right? And if you're looking for yes folks, then I get it. You want people to just do what you say because you said it and you feel it's right or whatever. You just want yes people around you if you feel like that everybody should feel how you feel. If we all yes men, some of us ain't need it. Somebody got to be like, well, wait, what about this, right? There should be a back and forth about things. It should not just be yes, yes, yes. Ain't nobody yes, folks. Y'all got to stop feeling like that. But those who do, we see how that goes. It turns into a whole bunch of chaos in the end, right? So let's focus on the work. Let's focus on the work. We're actually really making progress. We are literally activating people every single day. We are manifesting our repair. This is something that is being talked about, discussed, worked on every single day of our lives. So, as my dear brother Coach always says, this is an individual collective work. So, as an individual, you need to work on yourself. You need to make sure that you have, well, one, if you're talking about reparations, you had better have read From Here to Equality. Right? You shouldn't even be talking about reparations if you haven't done the required reading. For real. Like, we got to really get to that point. That needs to
Brother Tyler gotta go, but let's go start kite production all night. You already know I ain't got shit to do tomorrow. Nigga ain't got a job. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. I got fired on my day off, Craig. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Marcel, wasn't sure you just want to say one more quick thing, just real quick, if you're up here.
No, I enjoyed tonight's space. Thank you, everyone. It was very productive. Like April said, we need to have more of these.